Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to
Stock in Promotion, Royal Blend Radio.
the station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement.
Stock in Promotion, Royal Blend Radio.
We not stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
Paulette Williams from Out of Many Smile Jamaica Charity. I endorse 10-Star General and Sharon Mango from SPRB Radio Podcast. Check them out. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. Authentic music and hardcore love. Check them out.
I'm Janiceness, and I always tune in to the SPRB Radio Podcast with General Culture and Sister Sharon Mango. Yo, you don't have to take my word for it. Just tune in and catch the vibration. Yeah, this one is knockings.
This is DJ Maestro out of London, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Yes, this is Jerry Harris. I want to fully endorse the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Cheryl Mango. You won't be disappointed. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Sister OJ, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Hey, this is Tony Anthony out of Canada, and I definitely endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Yeah, man, I definitely endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with a 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out, all right? Cool.
Hi, I'm Nana Genesis, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Greetings, I'm Daniel Joseph, and I always tune into SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha Martin, fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. You already know it's a whole entire vibe. And I mean say, everybody just rock and come in, cause we are jamming at the housing scheme. Bring your queen and leave your machine, cause up here good vibes from the scene. In rock steady, baby, rock steady. Right over to SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keisha Martin says so. Fully endorsed.
Yes, bless. It is I, Turbulence to the Future from the Tread Almighty Camp. And I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General. I'm talking about Sharon Mango. Check it out. Trust you won't be disappointed. I could have been one of the most notorious ladies. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. Interesting.
Yeah, it's your girl, Kerry Lopez. I'm so right about now. I'm representing for SPRB Radio Podcast. Not normal about that. So I'm a 10-Star General. Big up yourself. And the beautiful host herself, Sharon Mango, Kerry Lopez in Jamaica, are representing for the podcast show there. I'm going to tell the people, check it out. Not normal about the settings for me. I send you there, you know what time it is. They come see me. Yeah, I tell you, say whenever I mean, I makes business with pleasure. Yeah, man. I wait there. Check out the podcast now, man. 10-Star, tell them the man.
Yo, greetings people. My name Captain Blaze out of Nigeria, Lagos. We fully endorsing the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Boom! Don't touch the dial. Stay tuned. Tune.
Greetings. My name is Diana Wright, singer, songwriter, and poetess. I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust you won't be disappointed. Yes.
If you don't see the greatness in me now, you are gonna see it later. Cause Jah don't tell me my later will be greater.
Yo, this is Real VI and I'm saying blessings to each and every one love right across the world. Raising the awareness, you know what I mean, with Sharon Mango and the 10-Star General. Raising the awareness show, you know what I mean? You don't know, Real VI will be there. Love, love, love.
This is Embry Samani out the UK and I'm fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keep it locked. One love.
Greetings, everyone. This is Glenn Washington from out of Florida, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out, see? Irie Rastafari.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ray Vaughn, and I fully support SPRB Radio Podcast. Check in.
Hi. My name is Sharon Benton Pike from Vice Peace Freedom Music Promotions, and I'm here to endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Stay tuned.
This is Jojo Mack, and I always tune into the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. If you love a good conversation, you should too. Check it out.
4. This is Yami Bolo from out of Jamaica, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Bless the love. Yami Bolo said that.
Hi, this is your girl Winnie.
And this is your girl Freddie.
From out of London.
And we fully endorse
SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General
and Sharon Mango. Check them out.
Now for soul from a tribe of Shaka Soul, Ethiopia, Africa, when I laugh, when I linger, when I play, no time you say it. Original Rating Awareness Show, we are talking about 10-Star General, Yaman, Sharon Mango. Bang, bang, turbulence to the future. Only man what I think is the last year. After far right, he's in the royal.
What a way we have a living legend in the building.
Oh my gosh. Living legend.
Not just any old living legend, a living, smiling,
Legend.
looking great icon legend in the building.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Sly, how you doing?
All right, everybody's looking happy, you know?
Yeah, we're so happy. Happy.
Everybody has a smile, and that is good. We're smiling. They should be smiling.
Should be smiling. We wake up this morning, amen. This morning we get up.
I get up this morning and we should be smiling.
Yes, amen.
Amen. Amen. Yes.
Karen, introduce yourself.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to the amazing Mr. Sly Dunbar. My name is Sharon Mango, and I'm really, that is my name, Sharon Mango. That really is for true.
Really, Ricky, that's a nice name. I like it, you know?
And it's a wicked name, isn't it? I know.
That's a star name.
Thank you so much. I consider myself that star. You know, God is good all the time.
Yeah.
My name is Sharon Mango, representing SPRB Radio and Royal Blend Productions. It is an honor, a complete honor, to be in your presence today. I met you one time, long time ago, and was just blown away. I was like, I'll see him again. We're going to see him again. Definitely going to see him again. We're going to talk to him good this time. And now the opportunity has arisen that we can really know your history today. From the living legends. This is truly an honor. Thank you so much. I'm blessed with everyone in the room. Thank you. We so appreciate it. We so appreciate it. Yes.
We have the great Sly Dunbar. I remember growing up in Kilburn and going to a shop called Hawkeye.
Yes, I remember Hawkeye in London. Yes, yes.
Like Jerry, who sadly passed away. And I remember listening to one of your songs
And my earliest memory of hearing your name was by one of my favorite groups. They were called Earth and Stone. Yes. On the Cha-Cha label. Cha-Cha. In time to come, and Jello set me free. I want to go. This one was Sweet Africa. So many records. Sweet Africa, that's where I wanna go. You remember that one? Boy, tell you. And then there's a part of the song where you go bim 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 bim. You don't remember? So many. I mean, it was on the album.
So many.
Man, that tune is iconic, man. It was on the album. It came on a 12-inch 45. From Channel 1? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's Channel 1, but it's some of the records that you play that. Man. I'm going to try and find it so at least I can play that riff for you because it just amazed me as a person. That's where you got the moniker as the king of the drums.
Yes.
Oh, man. King of the drums. And it's an old-time tune, you know, that you had done with them that I remembered. And ever since then, you held that spot with, you know, as one of the greatest drummers of our time. And that's where, you know, I got to remember your name. However, there's been so many drummers that existed in the industry that I feel don't get the recognition they deserve as well. So, I mean, you're the right person for us to have this conversation with, really and truly. So we want to take you back in time. We want to take you back to your earliest memory of where it all began for you. Take us back to where you grew up, mom and dad, brothers, sisters, what life was like, and how music became a part of your life. Okay, all right. First of all, my name is Lowell Sly Dunbar. I was born in 2G Winter Road, that's in the east. My mother always worked at the airport, my father also, but you know, when all the foreign groups like coming in, like Shirley and Lee and all these people, she used to come home and tell me, Shirley and Lee is coming in, and I just saw Pat Stamino, because she really loved her music, you know, very much. And then I remember at a young age, you know, she was telling me about Arabella Fonte, and she used to tell me about Louis Armstrong. You know, she had this book on Louis Armstrong, and she told me that Arabella Fonte's parents were Jamaican. Right. And he went to Wilmer's Boys School in Jamaica. When I finally met Arabella Fonte, he came to Jamaica to do a documentary. And he was telling us that he went to Wilmer's and he was so bad, he changed the school every day, he fight. There was a fight with him and someone. And my mother told me the same thing, you know, and she was into the music. And then I remember when I was young, I used to go to the station when the Skatalites were around. And I remember when I went to see the Skatalites, I was 10-year-old at the State Theater, but Don Drummond wasn't there. I think he wasn't there. I think he was in prison or jail or something, but the original band was there. And I think that's one of the greatest stations I've ever been to, you know? Right. I enjoyed it so much. And then, you know, I came home and told my mother the show was great and everything like that, because she loved her music so much, you know. And then I went back and saw the Soul Brothers, same Studio One aggregation, with Jackie Mito again, and Lloyd Parks, the Wailers, everybody singing and performing. And all the Studio One artists, that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. And getting into the music and loving the music and everything like that. Going to school, I've been to Trenchtown Primary, I went to Comprehensive. I didn't leave because my friend had left. I went to KC, Calabar. I want to stay where the rhythm was at, because you know, I was seeing everybody was walking down the street. You said, there where I would see. We could go in the corner and look at Ken Booth, and you couldn't see these people nowhere but Trenchtown. So I didn't want to leave, but I said, so when we were getting like, they used to call me Skatalites in school, because I used to learn all of these Skatalites songs. When there was a free period, we would close the door, I would bang on the desk and start playing all these songs, and everybody would be dancing inside, you know, and singing, have a good time. So coming on to the summer holiday, we went and checked Ken Booth to come and perform at the school. I went down to Denontown and I asked him, and he said yes, he would come, and he came. He and the Wailers Band came, and they perform, and I said to Willie Williams, and this is it for me, I'm done with this school thing, I say, what? I said, yeah, man, music. So when I came up with my mother, Mom, that's music. I need a piano to just play. I just don't see anything else but music. And she just said to me, okay, that's all she said. And my friends were coming down every day with a KC tie at home. Just influenced my mom to say, yes, send them back to school. I said, Mom. I look at her when they came, and she looked back at me, and I shake my hand. I said, no. And she said, okay. But she loved her music really well. And then what make it so good now, Larry Parks was the person who tutored me when I just left school.
Right.
And he was singing in a group called the Termites. And he lived in the air.
Right.
On the compound in like Bay Farm Road or Olympic Way. And he used to come across with it. But before that, there was a friend of mine called Rancher McLean. And there's a friend who used to make amplifier. He used to, because Tubby was in the era, every kid in Waterhouse making amplifier. He used to go to studio and buy all these records, and then while making amplifier, we were playing this record to testing it, And we used to sing all these songs that he was playing and everything. And so what happened now, Ranchi met in an accident because he used to work with the Canada Dry Company. And there was a place called, in Jamaica, we call it Junction. I don't know if you know that. With a lot of corners and things like that. And the car went into an accident, and the truck and the had operations. It was homebound, and then so we used to go over there and check him and start singing some song, and he made this guitar. This guitar with a, we did make a thing sound like a guitar. We just sang and had a good time. But everything started when live parts started coming around. I had this big tape recorder. That's a friend of mine called, we call him German, left with me. So we used to come by a lot of parts to sing, and we could record and listen back. So my early beginning in the music industry started by recording. So I could play what I was doing. I know if I was wrong with live parts, singing and playing. We did that for around 2 years and everything like that. And my mother died, and and it was kind of sad and everything like that. So I went and joined this band called a little band called Yard Brooms.
Okay. What year was this?
This, if I ever trying to remember what year was this, but I know it was like maybe early in the 60s, somewhere around there.
Right.
Yeah. And in the 60s, and went and joined this band called the Yard Brooms. And I remember one day, like I was going to take Ranch, because Ranch was playing in Orange City in Winston now, with live parts here also. So I was the only one playing this other little band,
Right.
I remember the second little band now did the first performance. And we were playing at a club called Teens and Friends. And then the singer, there was a guy called Barry Hawk. He lived in Canada now, Montreal. I remember the first time I get a round of applause is when we play Red Wine, everybody clapping. I said, what's that? I'm getting a clapping, He said, I'm getting there, I said, wow, everybody clapping. He said, sounds good, because everybody came out to see. That is when my first outing was playing in a club in a band.
Right.
Kind of passed the test,
Right.
So I don't know to RC Invisible to check for Antia Lady. And there was a person by the name of Ansell Collins, who was the keyboard player. So this great drummer by the name of
So all this was going on before you met Ansell?
Yes.
Yes.
So when I went down by the studio to the rehearsal room, this drummer by the name of Tin Leg, a great drummer, he had to go somewhere. So they were, but the one drummer was there, and Auntie said to me, "Can play drum?" I said, "A little bit." So I said, "Go and play, man." So I started playing. So when I finished, he said, "I like how you play." And I said, "Really?" Coming from a general like that, I said, "Wow." So I had started learning some tricks. I've been at home, my mother just died, and I don't know my father to feel say I'm going to be a bum, So I started learning refrigeration trade at Kelvinator, which if I was a refrigeration expert, I would probably be making my own fridge now.
Right. So you learned refrigeration.
Yeah. And I worked out, just like music, worked out the easiest way to do things. And I calculate everything. So I remember one day, rain was falling in Jamaica. I don't know if it was a hurricane or what, but we didn't know it was a hurricane because, you know, you couldn't get the news the way you're getting it now, you know. We fell for 3 days straight, roads split up and everything, so didn't go to work. So when I went after, he said, well, I didn't come. I said, yeah, rain was falling. And he said, well, what do you like best? Music or this? I said, music. So I'm saying, all right, I'll do music. So when he said, well, okay, you can do your music. Next week, I went on my first tour to Milwaukee. First place I went was Milwaukee. It was a cultural exchange. Because before we went to Milwaukee, I was playing in Irish Invincible now. I was playing a Victoria player, you know. Right. I went to Milwaukee first tour. And then before we went to tour now, Ansell said to me, you want me to play a record for him? I said, really? So that record I played at first, that time I was around 14 years old, yeah. 14 years old. Was a song called Night Doctor. It came out as an upsetter. But it was Ansell who produced the record and sold it to Lee Perry. Lee Perry told someone that he's the first one who put out a Sly Dunbar record. He put out the first record that Sly Dunbar played, and he's right. It came out as the upsetters.
Right. So the first was Night Doctor.
Yeah, Night Doctor.
At 14 years old,
yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I playing in band now, I getting a little bit better and band, you know. I couldn't play the floor show that good because I was young, but Ansell Collins, who could play drum too. He would take the drums when I played, and he played for the dance.
Yeah, tell me, say Ansell could play drums too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so he would play that part, and then when the floor show is finished, then I take by the drum and play for the dance people and the regular club thing. So he said to me, he said, come here. And I was like his key person, you know. Everywhere he's going, I said, come, follow me. You know, so I was there with him because I was the first one putting on the record. And he was so proud of what I did on the record, you know. Yeah. I used to go with him. So I said, listen to this, I'm playing. He was playing this dum, 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 dum. I said, that sounds wicked. I said, really? I said, yeah, man. So I said to him, I could poo, something. And he said, yeah, made him there at his home. Then we went to rehearsal now. And he said, remember that thing I was playing? I want to just work it out and say, I said, yeah, man, no problem. And made him sat there the night after rehearsal and started working it out. So every night after rehearsal, we would work on this song, you know? Yeah. So one night, I part to join us. And I was playing guitar, you know? And Ansell myself had worked out the parts and everything, so we told everybody what to play. The light part in guitar and double barrel, and Ansell Collins was playing piano double. So that was my second record I made before I reached 15 years old.
Wow!
I remember double barrel though. What?
Well, double barrel is huge with the band Dave Barker. How does it start again?
I'm back with the sack with his clothes down.
Right, Dave Barker.
But when I did it at night, you know, I said to them, this is a million seller, and they laughed at me. Then after we finished the session, you know, in Jamaica at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, the bus had stopped running, so we had to walk home. But everybody was going in the same direction. So we just walk home, you know. But I used to listen to, while growing up, I used to listen to every kind of music, like R&B. My sister would buy all these Stax recording, Booker T and AMGs, Sly the Stones, Delphonics and everything. So I would I used to go to a lot of parties, you know, in Jamaica, and I could dance very good too, you know, and everything like that. I used to dance on television in Jamaica. You know, there was a thing called Soul Train, yeah. And I used to play on television with Tommy McCook also. Every Thursday I would come on all the top 10 tunes, you know. So develop and things going, and then I left and started playing a band called the Volcanoes. I left Tommy McCook, started playing a band called the Volcanoes. Okay. And I remember one morning I was sitting down and I was listening to the top of the chart, and I heard somebody say on the radio, solid gold, and I heard Double Barrel came on. I said, see, I told them it would be a million seller. It is. I said, number one, and then.
So you predicted it was going to hit huge.
Yeah, and then when I was in the country living, playing with this band called Volcanoes at the hotel, I could pick up WINZ, a station from Miami. And they used to play it in America. I went to number 22 in America also at the same time. And from there, Ansell Collins is like my mentor. And I can tell you, he still calls me. We speak on the phone like twice a week or 3 times a week. And I just like to light parks and text. That's a while ago before I started. So these 2 people were the person kind of tutor me. We still talk every day, work together. It's great, you know, great. It's still
I tell you what, your career is just, is like is like you go to an island and you find this treasure chest, right? And it's like, what is in this? And then you open it up and there's a whole heap of diamonds, rubies, pearls. That's who you are.
But the funny thing about it is like, you know, Light Parks, we so proud, and Ansell Collins, because sometimes I talk to Ansell Collins and he said, boy, it feels so good, you know, because that I was the little one. I was the little one in the band. You were saying, Ansell said to me, look, you're the little drummer, you're the last, and you come on to be the star. I said, no, I'm not a star. I said, you're supposed to, you did it, you know, and they said, remember, I was there, I trained, I kind of took it to the studio, and I watched you grow, and you come and just take over everything, and your name is more popular than everybody else's name in Jamaica. I said, oh, you did that? I said, I learned from you. You're my teacher. I learned everything from you. Making your own records. Because I watched him making his own record and going to the studio. So Light Parks and them, so they were really my teacher. They're 2 people. I want to really kind of cool, you know.
Lloyd Parks and Ansell Collins. Wow.
Yeah.
They played a huge impact in your career. I wanted to ask you before I reach over to Sharon Mango, I wanted to figure out, you know, who your influences were as a young kid growing up, especially where drumming is concerned.
Where drumming is concerned, my first influence was Lloyd Knibb of the Skatalites. And then there was Lloyd Knibb of the Skatalites.
Lloyd Knibb, okay.
Right. Then there was Booker T and MD drummer Al Jackson. And there was all the Motown drummers and drummers and all who were playing the hit records. I used to listen a lot, and I used to listen a lot to Earl Young from MFSB. So, you know, MFSB in Philadelphia, gambling up stuff, because they were playing soul records down there, and he was a drummer in all of these records. So,
and he never got recognized.
Huh?
He doesn't get recognized as one of those greats.
Drummer Earl Young.
The last person that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Earl Young. I think he's getting there. They know now, because when they go to the soul record and check everything, and he has a page that comes out, and he say Earl Young grooves, you know. So
even Phil Callender, who used to play for Studio One, he doesn't get recognized, you know. And he played a lot of those great Studio One drum riffs.
He's recognized now because I speak about him a lot.
You know, not many people know that he played at Studio One, though.
You are looking after a while, people start knowing, especially in Jamaica, because we make it known, you know. And you have people like Santa Carlton, Barrett. There's a lot of great there.
Okay.
And I learned a lot from these people. There was a guy by the name of Bonnie Williams used to play Studio One. Art Smart used to play Studio One. All these people were before me.
You're talking about Smart, no.
And I look up to all these people and I learned a lot from them. So I personally respect all the drummers. Yeah. All drummers. Don't care who we are. No, I feel enough respect to all drummers.
Well, I don't want to be the only one ravishing through this treasure chest, so I'm going to let Sharon have a look inside.
Well, you was digging hard. Just me leave some for me. You was digging hard.
I still got some digging to do. Go on.
So, Mr. Dunbar, Sly Dunbar, at 14 years old, you have your first record, which actually did very well.
Yes.
If I remember, it did very well, but 14 years old. on a mental, where were you at that time? Did you realize the impact of what you were doing or you were embarking on?
Now, when first, what I would always like to listen to the radio when that song is playing, they say, "Oh, that's me playing on that record." And down by this place where I used to learn to do refrigeration, they know I was in the music. And whenever the song is, they would say, "You Dunbar, the money, you Dunbar," and they used to say, "Yeah, he's playing on that record," and you know. So that was the time. But I was like looking where I want to go because I was reading a lot of books then, like Motown books, looking at what all these people were doing, Studio One, Coxon, and I was learning at the same time. I was learning from Ansell Light Park. So, and I would listen to a lot of American records and read anything like on Slide Upon the Stones, all these groups, Booker T, the MGs, all these soul groups, Spinners, everybody. I would listen to them, all the Motown stuff, because I'm a Motown freak. So I would listen to all the groups, you know. Yeah.
So, before I go any further, Sly, is that really your middle name? Because I know there was Sly and Booker T.
My middle name
and the Family Stone.
My real name was Lloyd Dunbar, right? But then I used to listen to Sly so much in the Family Stone. Right. This band leader that I used to play in the Volcanoes band when I was in the country living like for 3 months. He said, everything is Sly, Sly, Sly. Everything. He doesn't listen to nothing. Says Sly. Yes, Sly is great, man. It's, you know, I'm going to call it Sly from now. So everything I do, everything I do. So when the band, the hotel went into receivership, we came back to town, and everybody said Sly, walk and Sly. So it stuck. So everything started coming. My plane tickets started coming in Sly. And I used to have a problem getting the ticket because my name is Lloyd Dunbar. When I go with identification, I say, you know what I have to do? I have to put Sly in the passport, get all of this sorted out because it can be a problem sooner or later. Checks were coming for me, and it would be Sly, not Lloyd. Nobody knew that name, but so what at my passport is Lloyd Sly Fillmore Dunbar.
Ah, so it's an official name. It's a real official, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm a great fan of Sly the Family Stones.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm here in the US, and still, it's still a big thing. You know what I mean? Sly and the Family.
Classic. To bring black and white group together, man. And
it did.
It's wicked. I mean, I can't explain. I mean, when you hear the music, it take you higher, as you say, take you higher. You know?
I think that's what makes you who you are at this point, because the versatility in your playing. Right? Because you listen to so many different artists. It wasn't just reggae. You loved the music, period.
Especially you know I realize you have to get the right groove. And I just playing groove. And I like to see people dancing. So I always have that in my head. Play the music that people can dance. Because when they can't dance, I won't dance it. You know, something is wrong. And that's
something is wrong. Yes. That's like a DJ playing music when people
we get that training now from playing in bands, dance band, because we have come between the discotheque and the band. So we see when more people is going to come in and dance with the dance, when the disco is playing at the band. So we have to select the right songs in order to get people to hold them on the dance floor and to play it in a certain way that it sounds just like the original foreign record, and to play it a way that they want to dance. And this is a lot of training that we went through. And most of us came out of that kind of band, playing in band all around Kingston and all around Jamaica.
Now, when after doing your first single, your first record, when did you know, at that point, okay, this is what I'm going to do forever? Knowing that you went to trade school, you did a refrigeration trade school. When did you know, listen, I'm just going to keep going with this drumming thing, and I'm just going to keep doing it?
Because I was doing it when I was learning to do refrigeration. I was doing the drumming sim. I used to go into the Victoria Play, and we used to play on Saturdays down there, you know. But it was because it's coming down from my mother. And when we played the double bar, I said, this is it, no turning back. And I just started taking the music serious. I knew it was a long road, you know, so I was willing to travel that long way because I read a lot. James Brown and see how long they and hard they had to work to get where they get. So I said, I'm ready for the journey. Yeah, so And I'm still on that journey too.
Well, you know what? Life is that journey. It's continuous learning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Ansell Collins, even with Ansell Collins, knowing you had these people helping you, guiding you was the most beautiful thing. And knowing that these are greats to you at this point, right? Lloyd Parks, phenomenal. Ansell Collins, phenomenal. And then there is you in tow, coming along, they're pulling you up and...
Yes, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I always have to give enough respect, big respect to these two men, you know?
Yeah, well, it's true because we didn't know. This I'm saying, this is a history lesson for all of us. You know what I mean? Because we didn't know that. Like who and we now we know.
They were already recording artists already.
I know.
They were the career and everything because I went to station and see live parts when you were Termites. Ansell Collins was a keyboard player playing in Bobby Aiken, making records. So, you know, I was just fortunate of these two people there with me. But not for 5 hours, but for hours every day we would see one another. So I learned that thing from Lloyd Parks and Ansell Collins, or you know, how to react with the music and what Ansell would look for. What Lloyd Parks would write about, because he was writing songs or recording on his tape. And sometimes I remind him of the song, that song called Specialize in Good Girl. And I said, but you should really recut that record, you know. And,
I remember that. I remember that.
You remember the song?
Yeah, I remember that song.
I remember Specializing Good Girls. You know it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song,
Oh, wow. Let me just quickly ask, how did Dave Barker become part of that song Double Barrel? Do you remember?
I think what happened, the instrumental was done first, and I think Ansell Collins had we walked around with that record without Dave Barker for a year, playing it on sound around Waters as a dub plate and telling people this was Jackie.
Wait, before you go any further. My cranium just kicked in. Sorry, I heard you used to plagiarize that song as Jackie Mitchell on the keyboards as a stunt.
Yeah, we used to say, tell the soundman, we got a brand new dub plate from Jackie Mitchell and write Jackie Mitchell on the record. Because you see, if we had written Ansell Collins on the record, they wouldn't play it.
Right.
But the guy would play it and say, I have a brand new Jackie Mitchell. Just got it on wax. And they want to play this new record, and they played it every dance we go to. And my answer would stand by and listen and say, yeah man, we're playing it and everything. And we laugh. I forgot about the we did that for a year. And then after, I think he met up with Winston Riley. I think Winston Riley came up with this idea of putting Dave Barker on the record.
Oh, because Dave was with the Techniques, right?
Yeah, the Techniques.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, going to your questioning, Sharon. Sorry, I had to butt in there.
Oh my God. It's so, you know what? I think I'm overwhelmed with so much history. And Sly is so calm and humble. I was like, do you know the greats that you were surrounded by? You were surrounded by greatness, like in every aspect of your journey from young to boy. Like when you
always when I was growing up, I always look up for the key people to learn from them, because there must be a reason why they were successful in what they do. People like Jackie Mitchell. I'm a great fan of Jackie Mitchell. And people like Bob Andy, I used to stand when I see Bob Andy before that. I used to ask him everything about Studio One. And me and his son stand there and talk about all the songs that he has written and how did he sing it. I say, you came up with this idea. And we tell me one of the songs I think is take the strings away and set me free. They said he went to the studio and just cut it immediately, one cut. I said, really? I said, you're a genius. I used to stand and laugh at me and say, I said, boy, no. I said, write a book and come like I'm seeing a movie in front of me. I really asked Leroy Siblings, because I think he's one of the greatest bass players out of Jamaica. And I asked them about studio because I want to learn. I want to see where they got this feeling of making each record after each record. And I used to ask Jacob to do the same, you know. When Jacob he do come and Robbie and myself would go anywhere he was, we'd go and deal him up and thing and show respect and everything. And he would say, you know, just try and get the right groove and this attitude. And we learn so much from these people. And if we don't learn from these people, I mean, in Jamaica music, I don't know if you're going to learn it out really. I mean, anybody can play reggae in the song reggae. I mean, when you're going to listen to the real core reggae, what I mean, ears, can I remember a song like Real Rock? Probably years old, you know. I still sound pretty today. And I listen and say, and I asked Jack and how to make this record, and he just smiled and said, boy, I listen to all this subtitles. Say, if you don't learn from these people, you don't know what reggae is, you don't know what Jamaican music is. So these people, I don't take them out of my mind. No, not 1 minute of the day. They're always in my head. Come like I'm looking at a crystal ball with them. And this is how I look all the time when I'm making record. Going back and look at what Robbie Lynn, who play with us, play. Phil Calendar, Osmouth, Bonnie Williams, all these great drummers, keyboard players who work for Student One and Treasure Island, all these people. Boris Gardner. So many could go on and on and on. I have to give enough respect to all of these people and the producers and the songwriter, even for my upbringing. If they didn't give me that opportunity to play, I wouldn't be here. So I want to give people a lot of respect. You know, Jojo Channel, what Chris Blackwell from Island Records, who gave us freedom to express ourselves, you know. And that's why I'm here today, could be sharing this idea with you all, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Well, I have to say, you know, especially where, you know, other drummers are concerned, like how we're talking about the drummers. And we touched about, you know, on it briefly earlier. You know, there's the likes of Phil Calendar, and you know, even before he died, me and Phil Calendar were very close. You know, and he would share a lot. He would share a lot with me, you know, and very, very great, you know. But I found he had to fight for recognition. I'm glad that you said that, you know, now they're looking into that.
Well, for me, Phil is always on my name, on my lip, on my tongue all the time. I speak about him even when he's not around. I remember every time we book up together, and every time
I'm with you.
Yeah, whenever time we buck up, meet up, we stand up for hours talking about the song he has played. And you remember he told me the first song he played was the sound of the song, Burn. That's the first song he recorded Studio One. I said, you play that? He said, yes. I said, sound like Bonnie Williams. Say yes. He said, I was trying to sound like Bonnie Williams. I said, really? They almost kept it because I thought it was Bonnie Williams. I would start there for hours and everything, you know. And I would give him a call. I want to tell you, he was the one who started playing a straight four first. A lot of people don't know. And I have a song called Mr.
Straight four.
Mr. Fix It. And I heard it. As a little drummer, I used to listen to the drummer more on the record than anybody else. So I heard it.
Would you say that's where it came from him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil.
Right.
Yeah.
One drop. Where did that come from?
He said he was from Panama, I think, you know, so, you know, they come from Latin, but he brought another twist to reggae that was not, it was there, but he came from a regional because he was hearing a lot of different things in his head. And the way he played, I mean, we listened to songs like Queen of the Minstrel and
Queen of the Minstrel's real rock and them thing there, yeah.
Real rock.
Sata Masagana.
His song, you know. And sometimes we buck up and meet together, we're talking about all the songs he has played, and I said, boy, I feel, you know, really, really my inspiration. And it's just really, because when I tell them that what they mean to me, they can't believe it. Even Joe Isaac, who was before Phil, because I remember Joe Isaac took over after the Skatalites mashed up. He took the seat of Lloyd Knibb.
Right.
Excuse me. So, you know, these people mean a lot to me.
And I must say, and I must touch upon, because he also, inspired me a lot, was Horseman. Horseman.
Jordan took over the school from Lloyd Knibb there. And he's in Canada now. I speak to him sometimes twice a week and talk, and I tell him to your father.
Just like yourself is an absolute legend. How I look at you is how I look at Horsebath as well, because I remember nearly every vinyl that I used to look, because when we used to buy our record, we used to look at the back of the record, because it'll tell you who played the instruments, who were the producers, you name it, everything was there. And you couldn't look at an album without seeing Horseman.
That's true, that's true. True. It's a great drummer.
Yeah.
And a great movie star too.
Yes, man.
I mean, I have to give him props. So of course he is. And I love him for that. I respect him for that. I haven't seen him in a long time, But when they meet up together, he always say, my drummer, come here, man. I made him talk and say, boy, I see enough respecting on.
Yeah.
Because some people always think he was a bad youth, but he's not rude. And when only me you can talk, my drummer. Only me you can talk.
Yeah.
And he said, boy, good work and I said, man, they don't talk. I said, boy, about the man of fight against me, Sly. I said, no, man, don't school know about that, man. Just do thing. I say, you come my drummer. So me and him have a good rock, and me and Santa have a good. Me most of the drummer have a good kind of relation,
Tell me about Santa.
Santa is came out on his soul singing kit in the British Farm area,
Right.
He was bad, and he has played on a lot of records other people don't know. Like if you should check Sun is Shining, the original version, that's Santa playing it.
Sun is Shining.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yeah, and he was the one to play Staglag. He played that. Yeah, and he played a lot on the Bunny Lee session, abbreviated like None Shall Escape. A lot of records he has played. He played on Greg Weiser. The Greg Weiser.
Yeah.
That sing a song of Greg Weiser can speak, They were playing those guys. They have done a lot of music, and he played on those Dennis Brown. Last night I was at home, I went for soul and these things,
Yeah.
Those stuff. And he played, I think the last Peter Tosh album he played on it. That'd be good. And he played on some Bob Marley records, like Coming from the Cold. And some other songs he played on. So, and he's playing for Ziggy Marley now. Great drummer, man. Great drummer.
Why do I get the impression and the feeling that you embody all the greats that came before you, and then you kind of worked your way into who you were? You strike me as a visionary, that a person who was dumped onto the earth and said,
but when I look at the industry, right? There was all these drummers that everybody had a sound, and the music was changing, and the technology was coming in fast, and I stood back and looked at the industry where it's going, and I realized that people wanted to hear new things. But everybody was satisfied with what reggae was sounding. I was satisfied too, but I know there was something else that could be done. And then I was listening to a lot of African music. Me and my mom used to listen to a lot of African music. I used to look at Rex Nickleford and Eddie Thomas dance group in Jamaica. They dance and everything. And I realized that every time you hit the drum at a certain attitude, the body moved, they moved to it. And I said, oh. And I started taking notes and listening, and then I started looking back at James Brown. He used to give the drum to someone and get funky.
Yeah.
The drum will get funky and people start breaking down when they say,
let's start move.
And please get mad. I mean, that could go on and then come back into the sun and like a sex machine and all these things. And I look at that and say,
Jesus,
how can we make reggae like a standalone unit that we could break it down and the drum still playing and people still grooving and rocking? And I started thinking, you know, and learning from what I learned from all these great drummers and people like Ansell Collins and everything. So I started to experiment, you know, and I remember I was doing a session one day, and this person by the name of Herman Chinloy, he was a record shop owner, producer. He said, I must play like Santa. I said, but I can't play like Santa because Santa is Santa. So he was telling me that I'm not good enough to play on record, I have to play like Santa. I really felt defeated, you know. I said, boy, I can't play like Santa. That means he's not into what I'm doing, you know. But I know what I was doing was right, but I just need a chance to get it out there. Because at that time, I was playing in bands. I mean, playing R&B. So I know that the R&B and the Jamaican reggae was the same tempo. I was taking tempo ahead. So I knew it could work. So we talk about it with my friend. We have a friend named Bobby at night time. We used to walk around here in Waterhouse. And we used to sing all these soul songs and rock on tempo. And I say, you know, it's the same tempo, you know. The reggae and soul is the same thing. And we say, you know, could play the soul pattern inside of reggae. And we say, yeah, I can play. So we used to fool around and say, yeah, it can work. So me and Rhymes used to experiment a lot. And then when Robbie joined in, we start going for it like a certain way. I don't come to that because I don't want to come to the Robbie point. We start experimenting. When I go to studio, I start playing little patterns. I just sneak in some things because I couldn't change the industry because it was already there built. So I had to sneak in something little by little, and then people start asking questions. Which number is that? And it's just Sly. I said, all right, and everything. So we didn't have any money, you know, because in that time it was a bit harder, not like now. So we had asked Channel One for some free time, because in other words, it took us like 2 years to build up that Channel One drum sound, because the drum sound I was going for at Channel One was the sound of Philadelphia sound, because that was the sound that was hitting the world, the soul, R&B. And we tried to get that snare drum like feeling. We got it close, but we were satisfied. I said, once we get that sound, I know exactly what I'm going to do. So we begged for some free time, and Ernest got us the free time. So each musician cut a record, a song. So the last song to cut now, I said we cut a song for Ernest. So I had this idea. I used to sing every night, and my friend Bobby walking around. Boop, 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 boop. We used to play this song. I said, let's do this song for Ernest. So I tell Ansell, tell Randy the bass line. And it was Doogie playing guitar. And we cut this. I said, Ernest, that's your song. He said, really, this is my song? I said, yeah. He couldn't believe it because it sounds so special with it. Because this was a style, the new jump style now. Different attitude, that I knew what I was going to do. And he said, man, I said, yes, son. I said, boy, I sound different, but it's a rock, you know. I said, yeah, man. So when Jojo came with Dave, I said, Jojo, listen to this video. Sly, make this video for me, you know, give it to them. Jojo said, really? And Jojo smiled, man. Jojo smiled, go all the way around. I said, boy, we capture your heart. Why this bother? And I remember I always go down there on a Sunday, you know, when the boys in, and sometimes just go down there to learn, go to studio business. It's a sound, you get the sound in my head. And he said, Ernest, listen to this. And I said, when they ride, damn, I said, wow, this is killer, man, this is God. He said, love it. I said, better. I said, really, Ernest? I said, but. And then Jojo put it out and just run. So the industry started changing. So they heard the way the recording sounded. It became the first sound. It was like so pure, you know? And the drum thing going all the way through. You know? You see, most of the drummers maybe have played something like that, but they played randomly. I use it as a right through the song. You know? They call James Brown and American R&B to play a pattern right through the song. In reggae, we used to play random pattern. So they say it was a trick on the board. It wasn't me playing it. Because you know we had to play that steady for 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So they would send people like from down the Islands to come and spy in the studio to see if I was really playing it or it was trick. And when they see me playing it, they say no. They went back and said, no, he's playing it. It's not no trick. He's playing it. And then they would think the birds start break out that this drummer Sly. He spent some different things, you know. And then I think we cut the song. I was going on to record this record for what's the name again? They sing a song, Jailhouse set me free.
Oh, Earth and Stone.
Earth and Stone.
Yeah,
And
man.
up to the day, last in August, we're going to do the show in Rotterdam, right?
Yeah.
Revolution, right? And my friend generally said, and everybody said, you have to play that tune. I said, really? This is Sly. You cannot go and don't play that. That song is one of the toughest songs ever. I remember the night at the concert at Rotterdam when we pulled it up. I mean, you could see the crowd that's over split in two, you know. And
can imagine.
And the whole place, you know, it's like, and my friend came and said, Sly, the drum beat that you played, and that is what run the place. Still, I'm saying, boy, you should come to England and see what we have to do. Think about the brother. I said, really? But as I say, these things will coming up from inspiration, like from what these great drummers had done. And I'm just my researching, checking African rhythms, everything I could check. Even anybody who come to me and say, so I try to put it in my brain and listen what they say and say, all right, I can work on that. And if the idea come and work, I go back to them and say, you know, that's your idea. Because there's a song called When the Two Sevens Clash. And
yes.
Right? I remember when I was playing it, I didn't know what to play. I said, why this song is slow, Jesus. And Robbie was sitting at the studio, the drum room door, but Robbie didn't play it. And it was the day they come to check me, you know? But Light Parks was playing bass. I said, Robbie, I don't even know if to play this record. This record is so boring, man. The feel. I said, no, play this. It sounds good. I said, all right, play that. You know, I did that, and the song came out wicked. You know, every day I just think, I said, oh, look at it, Robbie, that's the said, I can't play that because I can't think about that you play this record. I said, play that. And a lot of drummers come to me and ask, man, I came and I said, Robbie gave me the idea. I didn't know what to play. You know?
Well, I tell you what, now that you mention Robbie, because I tell you what, in an hour and a half or 2 hours, we can never talk about everything about your career. And we cannot go any further without how you and Robbie came together first and foremost, and how you came to be the greatest duo that planet Earth has ever witnessed. And I'm going to lead you into my childhood crush, Gwen Guthrie.
Oh, man. Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Look at this singer, man. Look at this singer, man.
Talk about Robbie first. Talk about Robbie first.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I used to meet up downtown by Randy's record store. It's a meeting point for all musicians. We go there to get a job, if you could get session, or if you're producing, making a record, you would sell a record. And the country people would come in, and this is where they go, because it's a big, you have Joe Gibbs, you have Randy's record, so big distributor. And we come and we run to the countryman and say, well, we have a new record, and then we go inside the shop and ask somebody to play some here. The countryman like it, and say, oh, I give me albums, and I love it, and say, well, I give me a box set or whatever. So we meet at this point every day, and sometimes we call it Igler's dress, you know? And we're talking. Robbie was here, so many was reasoning about the record and everything, and just talking about just ideas and everything, you know. Asked him a few things if he was playing on certain record, but money, you know? So yes, and I said, I'm going to buy Channel One, you know? I'm saying, no, don't worry, man. I said, I was going to take a bus. And he said, no, man, I drop your bass and jump up there. And I said, well, I'm here every day, you know, sometimes, because so anything, you can't come check me, you know? So I started come and check my channel. I come to sometimes be a session, so you can earn a little money sometimes. And most people come to me to organize a session and everything, because they want a drum sound and everything. So I started coming through and everything, you know? The first time, but many might play some of the recording before, like we played on a Jimmy Cliff album, Follow My Mind. We did a stuff with Bonnie Lee that Robbie had called the first session for me and him to play a song called I think It's Too Good to Be Forgotten, a general song. And you know, then we started seeing one on the regular, and he would come and check me and everything. So, you know, we played on a couple sessions and he came on Channel 1 now. And the first song he played on the Channel 1 was MPLA. He played piano on MPLA. Okay. Because Ranch was playing bass then. But Ranch is a guitar player, but because he played on the first Channel 1 hit song, It's a Shame. Joe say Ranch is his bass player. So Doug, you know, was playing the guitar. So Robbie played piano, and then what Robbie didn't know, he went to the guitar now, and Ranch playing bass. So Robbie played some wicked, these are some great musicians kind of switch. Robbie played some wicked rhythm guitar. Wicked, so that 12-minute version of Truly that Channel 1 put out and all. I know myself, Robbie's playing guitar on this, and the Channel 1, I've ever been in love with Channel 1. Robbie's playing rhythm guitar. I play wicked mean rhythm guitar, man. So I went and did a Dennis Brown tour. Remember the Dennis Brown and Big U tour? They came to London.
Yeah.
I was playing with Dennis, you know.
Right.
Yeah, light parts. Yeah.
Right.
So at the time, no, Robbie, Robbie and Peter went to New York to meet up with, I think, to the Stones or something like that, you know, Rolling Stones or something. So that Robbie asked me if I wanted to join Peter looking some music. I said, yeah, man, no problem. So we started, and then the first record we cut for Peter was Equal Rights, first album, you know. And then we were going to go on tour, but Peter never liked the straightforward thing, you know, kind of like the one job thing. I said, no problem, I played the one job. But when we went on tour, we have to flip it because we need to get that excitement on tour and to make the record really, the performance really the groove. So not saying we can't play what a record, but sometimes you can open it up a bit and still maintain. Because this is live now, so you have to capture the imagination of the people looking at the concert. So they didn't have a problem with that. They didn't say anything we were doing it live on it. But after all, it came around and leave us to do what we want. But the greatest thing with Peter Tosh, when we're making all his music, he never tell us what to play. He can't give all musicians freedom because he's a great musician.
He gave you freedom of expression.
Yeah. So Robbie and myself would think of what can we do to enhance reggae. We couldn't change it, but what we cannot do. So at night time, we listen to Earth, Wind and Fire. We listen to everybody that is clacking the number, that Stevie Wonder. Everybody was hot. We check what they're doing and thinking of just taking ideas to reggae, not playing. And flip around a lot of things. Sometimes I Robbie go in the studio alone and I just fool because even Buckingham Palace rhythm, you know, came from, I don't know if you know the song called Rasta Fiesta from Sly Slick and Wicked album.
Which one?
Rasta Fiesta from Sly Slick and Wicked album. That came with a Virgin. You don't know that record? Came with a Virgin.
Oh, I'm going to look out for that then.
Because I was signed to Virgin, you know.
Okay.
When I was in Peter Touch Band, Peter was signed to him. I was signed to, me as a drummer was signed to Virgin.
Oh, to Virgin. Okay. Back in the 70s. Right. Because I do remember that Peter Tosh came into the UK with the Tamlins.
Yeah, I mean, we were there.
But yeah, and for some reason, Tosh never used the Tamlins on that tour. I do not know why, and I was left dumbfounded.
The Tamlins were there. They sang this show.
They were there in the UK, but he never ever used them.
For
some reason.
I don't know, but all right. So
yeah.
When I was signed to Virgin, so when Robbie was playing this groove, you know.
And for anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about Frontline.
Yeah. So Robbie and myself were playing back this groove from Rasta Fiesta, you know, because a lot of the groove we had created in the music industry with Sticky and Peter was still playing his guitar and he started light up this stiff when my bumps were the Charles. I mean, Robbie come there and say, wow, we just keep on jamming, you know. Okay, now Palace, and I said, wow, murder, you know. That a groove and the groove of the Robbie coming outside, jam. I said, wow, it's good, let's cut it. And so that rhythm actually came from Rasta Fiesta, which is, you know, Master Griff is stepping out of Babylon, right?
Yeah.
That's the same kind of rhythm made up. That come out the same as the family rhythm, that pattern that we call it. So There's the same kind of rhythm. Yeah.
I can hear both now in my head. Yeah.
So same thing. So we recreated back for Peter. And so me and Robbie used to think of, and then, we were sitting there saying, like, we have to start owning ourselves, because realize that, when a new kid come on the block, our producer will run things and leave and forget what he had done for them, So say, these producers are really, we have to make a mark in the name of to own some of the music, and we have to create a sound that we own the sound, not them. So we said, the only way we can do this, we have to start cutting record for ourselves. Constantly. I get no hit record, but the sound is gonna go there.
Right.
So while at Channel One, we do the Channel One stuff. At the same time, we decided we're gonna cut record for ourselves because Jojo can decide that he wants to use Rugradics and wants to use some different musicians. But we know what we are doing and we know what we want to do, and we have musicians playing. So we decided to cut our stuff and we still play for Channel One. And so it was like not a toss between Channel One and Taxi, but we want to make some different kind of stuff. And we could make the same stuff that we're making on Channel, but we know a lot of people, they will listen to music and people want to hear everything. They listen on just one course of things,
Yeah.
So we just develop a sound and we incorporate people like Robin and Mikey Chung, the late great Mikey Chung, and his brother Jeffrey Chung because they were very musical, and we can learn up from them, and I remember I said to Jeff, I need someone going on tour, and I said, I need some foreign reggae to play on the bus. Peter, he was the one who gave me Baltimore.
Okay.
I played, oh, this is a nice song. I said, I can think of it and say, we'll come up. So after we did it at Torpedo Touchdown now, we came back and we brought home 6 2-track tape, another big tape, right? In a suitcase. And we decided to book Channel One for 1 whole week, 24 hours, locked down, can't move, So see that work? I don't work. But at least I'm gonna go down trying. And I could say I tried. And Channel One, I just got the 24-track machine, which we're glad they get, so we could separate the instrument much better, and we know the sound exactly what we want. So we went for the sound, 24-inch kick drum, 4 tom-toms, everything, and synth drum and everything. So we had everything, prepared to do it. So we got into the session, and I don't know what the first sound we did, but Baltimore was cut in that session, Love and Devotion was cut that. I think when we were cutting Love and Devotion, I said to Robbie, I had this young part in mind, and I didn't want to really play the regular one-drop way, but I work out this R&B pattern, which I know R&B and reggae is the same thing. Rocksteady is the same thing, but a lot of drummers never really checked that it's the same thing. But they used to say the American drummer cannot play reggae. Well, I say they couldn't play, but the American go two-come, we go tick-come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I realized now that reggae needed some energy because we ain't got a big platform. It was rock and roll group R&B. Reggae sounded a bit light. So Robbie said, get this energy and hardcore stuff reggae. You have to go open there and you have to record it. You have to take a different part and everything. So start working on some things. If you go back and listen to Love and Devotion, you could hear that. It's not in that one regular one that I'm playing R&B content inside of it. It's lick bass, see me like reggae. And Robbie is at the piano bang. Everybody's playing the reggae part. I am the only one who's moving a different way. And even playing like an R&B part and with reggae, if you look at the authentic reggae sound, so we were trying to bring that energy with open snare into the music. So this is what we did, Yeah.
How did you come to do a collab with Gwen Guthrie?
All right, the Gwen Guthrie stuff came when we were working on, when Peter was signed to Rolling Stone, they were working on Bush Doctor album. So, Robbie and myself earlier were talking about sound for Peter, backing vocal sound. So we were trying to make Peter, that's a crossover, to present his music into the marketplace easily. So I think if we get backing vocal sound on the record with all reggae beat, then probably people will fall into it. So American artist, lady by the name of Teresa, to get up some backing vocals. So Gwen Gotcha and two more other people were involved in that. So we again, friend, you know, and because she was a great person, Grace. So we asked her, and she did so. So Tyrone Downey, the late Tyrone Downey, that is dead now from Wales, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a song that the Yard Brooms people did. Down to Sabe, down to
Stop
Sabe.
the music.
So
Yeah.
Tyrone and Robbie did a reggae version.
Okay.
When we went into the R&B chart, it was a 12-inch version. And I was in the rapping, the DJing, and Tyrone was singing the chorus, and Robbie was singing the chorus. So when that happened, we said, wow, let's take up this button and run it, because if this song is going on, it was I think we're trying out. We was deep for real. Let's call in Gwen to be the vocal on this project. So when I call on Gwen, I say, Gwen, we're doing a project in Nassau, because I'm just leave Peter Band now, 1980. So I Peter, enough respect, I move. Because we said somehow we knew I can see the vision and see the whole light and shine.
Wow.
But when I was leaving like that way, what time say, well, we'll leave, What time say, well, let's go Nassau or do some more. Because things that started to change in the Peter Touch aggregation, everybody, So I say, we can't bother this no more. And I always say, Robbie, so let's have to set up certain things for yourself, not, so flying to Nassau, calling Darren, the guitar player, coming with us, and Sticky, I think Sticky was there, and so we decided so we can cut a bits and pieces project, that same bits and pieces that had the song in the chart in America. Still, I don't know if you don't know this 12-inch, it came out of Mango. And there's a DJ version of it, and it's down to like a rap.
Right.
But it came out as bits and pieces, but a lot of people didn't know it was us. Our name is not on the record, it came out as bits and pieces. And in the mix, there was some Chickman voice sometime in it also. Yeah. So it went into the chart.
So that was you guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in the rapping, and Tyrone down the late Tyrone and the late Robbie Shake was singing it down. You stop.
Oh, that
was
wow.
saying, I was saying with a D low, with an I up, with an S going down.
Oh, that was you?
For this song.
That was you?
Who I do say it's so blue, thinking I up with a head up.
Wow.
Walking down West Bay Street, I did Nassau. Some foolishness was talking, and Steve was standing there and record everything. I said, wow, it's just like this so wicked. I said, really? Let's mix it up. So we started calling Gwen, and Gwen came in, and Dara, the guitar player, and they said, should have been you. I said, man, this is a hit record, man. You don't have to play another card of it. And we called the session, we cut all the track at night and everything, like, your turn to burn on all this track, and we did a version of Is It Love, Bob Marley, and when I bring in a tune, and Robbie, Scotch, I did I showed him getting out, I read getting out, getting ready for the best time for these tunes. So that was the first project, but and then she had a first hit song, was Should Have Been You, which was a big record for her.
And another big tune that she had, which I believe you and Robbie did together, was Close to You. A slow song, Close to You.
No, she did it on her own.
Oh, she did that on her own. Okay.
Yeah, what I mean is, she's a great producer also, so sometimes she would send it and say, what do you think about this line? I said, this is cool, man, cool. So what happened now, when she was doing this album, we cut a song called Padlock. You remember Padlock?
Padlock, yes, I remember that. Padlock. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
She struck a deal with one of these American Polydor. So I was coming up from the Grammy, she called me and said, come and listen to the album. I said, okay. So I went to listen to the album. I said, but when the club record is not there, you haven't got a club record, what are you going to play? It just coming at that Padlock. People are looking for things like that. So she don't have the more songs, she don't know what to do. I say, all right. So I had two little machines in my bag. Drum machine that I program his beats. Just sometimes this programming thing, I don't know where it's going to end up on it. So the guy that should have said, Sly, we alone can talk to Gwen. We can't say anything. So I said, Gwen, if you put that next record in the find so much down the motion. I said, well, all right. I can put up this beat. I know this beat is cool, so that's fine. Sing anything you want to sing. But you have to cut a track to match Padlock that just came out of Big It. And so she had a song called Seventh Heaven, you know? So you know you have to go back right there.
Seventh Heaven, I remember that, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and so she did, and she listened to the beat playing, and she said she had this song called Rent. I said, Rent? I said, Rent? Rent is a beat. So she said, she stopped there and paused a while and she listened to the beat, and she looked at me and said, yeah, man, sing it, let me hear it, man. So she said, go like, there's nothing going on
but the rent.
And never just said, that's it. So what do you mean? That's the song, cut this now.
Yeah.
And then she recorded the song, but she always loved Jamaica music, the dub. She loved it. If you listen to that record, it's very dubby.
Yes. Yes.
So she was the first one who kind of dub to R&B, because she was with us and knew kind of the Jamaican element and we rubbed off. And then remember the song we all called Boops?
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom,
Yes.
She loved that
Yes.
record, and it was like dub, you know, it was an empty. So she started getting into the whole dub things and everything. So this is where, and I said to the guy called Larry Levan, who was mixing all those bass drum stuff and love our production. Because we're using percussion, he loved the percussion. So I said to him, I said, go to Larry, tell him to Sly send him, and ask him to mix his record for you. And I took it to Larry, and Larry mixed the rent for him. That's the rest is history.
I'm gonna come over to share because there's so much to unpack from your history that it's like, Jesus, we don't have enough time, but we're gonna try and unpack as much as we can, load it on this show. So Sharon, go ahead.
So I want to come back to Sly and Robbie. Like the two of you literally were the dynamic duo, you know, like Batman and Robin and them thing there, right?
Yeah.
It's a situation like that. How did you both, what was the actual connection that set it all off? You know what I mean? Because sometimes people, you know, you meet people, you work with them, but what was it about him that you gravitated to?
So what about Robin gravitated? I think we both had this dream. You know, we're playing music in Jamaica, and they start looking and say, we're going to take us, what we're going to do. And, you know, he looked at me and he really said, like, you know, look at one of them and said, well, I know I have to be huge, if not bigger, but something on top, and I can stay on this level. And he was willing to say, it's a long road, and he was willing to try. So I said, all right, no problem. You know, I said to him, it's easy for us, like, to, if I alone going to do it, it's going to be too much costly because I have to put out 10. If me and him, I put 5, he put 5, I still have about 5 each. And I looked at me and I said, yeah, man. And I said to him, we have to shape the sound, and then we have to kind of hone the sound that people know it's us. I said, alone, and then we start really listening a lot and taking idea and chances. And just playing songs, we're going to the studio. Music never leave our head for a while, and we used to talk and we should share the same idea. We were willing to sacrifice just to make the music go through and everything, you know. And we didn't care about making the money then. We just want to get that sound in the street and the recognition.
Creating the sound.
Yeah, we have to thank Peter Tosh for taking us. Like at one moment, there was Family Man and his brother Carlin were dominating the record industry as a rhythm section, and then they came, Robbie and myself, dominate as a partnership. Not just a process over there. We do everything together musically, and then when Peter was going on his American tour, people were wondering, who is this Sly and Robbie, you know? So Peter really brought and said, this is Sly and Robbie, I'm presenting to you to the world. And people were wondering, because there was Bob Marley on tour with Carlton and the Family Man. This is Peter Tosh with Robbie, or the next upcoming, rhythm section in Jamaica. So people would wonder, you know? And we come and develop Peter's music live and really have an attitude of it, playing the dubs and everything for Peter. And people buy into it and everything like that, you know. And I watched this movie called Woodstock, you know, which I really was, that's where the turnaround point from a music. in music and developing my music. When I see Woodstock with Sly and Family and Joe Cock and all these people, then I see what we could take reggae that same kind of trip. And I said, instead of playing this reggae like we're in a church and we're chained together and can't run away, let's break it out. That's what I think. So we're talking to Robbie, and even before Robbie, myself and Ryan used to try things, playing like when we played these R&B grooves in the club, we would jam it for a good period of time, like 10 minutes, and play a lot of things. They don't change the beat and everything. So when Robbie, I was explaining to Robbie about a certain thing, I said, yeah, man. And I always go back and record Woodstock, and I look at people like Joe Cock, and we end up doing an album for Joe Cock. I couldn't believe that this guy would look at Woodstock and say, he's one of the greatest voice, and we were playing for him in Nassau doing an album. So these are dreams that we have, and we were willing to sacrifice and compromise everything to make the music, get the chance so people could hear what where we're coming from and where we want to go. You know? So this was a great time working as a team. If we were not working as a team, I don't think we would make it create an impact at really, because we'd be almost both of us were there individually working, but it was a complete because sometimes I would link me to somebody else, because me and Lightbox was a team playing for Joe Gibbs. Me and Robbie was playing for Channel 1 with Ranches. So with a lot of bass players I work with together, but when Robbie and people realized it was a team, then they bought that team idea, Sly and Robbie, they bought the project. It's a Sly and Robbie rhythm section. And I remember when Bob Dylan sent the call us, we were in Nassau working with Grace Jones. When the call came in, we Robbie come in and said, nah, that's not real. Yeah. So and we said to Denny, she's dead now. I said, we call the person and ask them so real. She made return the call, and we just checking to see, and person, yes, it's for true. Bob Dylan wants Sly Robbie to come and play on his album. So I couldn't believe it. I was sat there the night and Robbie sat looking and said, is this a dream coming true? Because we're real fans of Bob Dylan and everything, and looking at, you know, two youth from Jamaica with this big mega star. We went in and meet Bob and this recording session was one of, like, I wouldn't say the easiest, but I could say the coolest recording session I've ever done. With this might be some mega that Bob would just come in and play his harmonica and just play. We find the groove where that, and he just sang. And this album is called Infidels. And if you listen to this album, and let's how Bob Dylan is singing on that album, I don't think it's sung that way in all of his record.
Wow.
Because he knew what he wanted to hear as his rhythm section. And he said, because there's a great musician in America. Because he has been working in America for years and a great musician. I said, no. And somebody was telling me that he knew Philip Chin, a bass player who played on Our God Show, You Think I'm Sexy. And I said, he asked about, why you sent all the way to Jamaica to Sly Robbie? I mean, so much. They said, you know what? Sly and Robbie play a rhythm section. They don't play for themselves. They play so the vocal can be a part of the thing. They don't try to experiment and take over the record. They just play and give you that groove so you can sit on it and do it. I said, really, that's what Bugsy said. I think that's what the guy said. So that's why I think because he was listening. You know, we never get too crazy on the record. We just play the part that we're supposed to play. You know? So, you know, just learning from the whole thing is a learning thing every day. For me, every day is learning.
So it's that being said, though, you know, it makes sense now how the two of you, it was like magic, right? Everybody wanted to be a part of Sly and Robbie. But what you just said just now spoke volumes, because it wasn't just a rhythm section just playing. You actually listened to the singer. You're playing towards that, the vocals or the expression of the artist, and that's what made you the dynamic.
So we made the drum and bass the one.
Right.
I'm fitting the drum and whatever Robbie played, whatever I'm playing, Robbie fitting in us. So when you break everything down and leave that, it stand by itself, a standalone unit. And sometimes you don't put anything you want, just hear the drum and bass and the vocal right through. And this is our Channel 1 and the dub came alive. Because what we're playing, you know, people will want me to play the drum and so because when they break out the thing and leave the bass and the drum, it's still coming at you.
Yeah.
And it comes at you harder than in the rhythm section. Because some people say, when I get from the rhythm, next slide drum, that's run the thing. Because that's what happened here. In the paper, and I decided going back to the James Brown thing.
Yeah.
And then break it down and play it. So I see that, say, you know, I'm going to play the drums so with people, they get crazy. If you go back, there was a song, I can explain to you. You know, there was a festival song. Jacob Bell had a song called All Night, Till Daylight, Janie.
Yeah. I know that one, yeah.
Me and Robert played on that record, right? And I don't remember if Robert played Freddie McKay. I need a big heel boots and a barefoot pants bigger than this festival. All right, that was the song that one. I said to Ian from Innocent, if you don't play, cut the song on channel 1, you're not gonna win. He said, so I went down, man, cut the wins. Okay. You cut the record. But I think Jacob Miller's song was cool. It was a little bit, it was a notch too fast, but they wanted it that way. Didn't say anything because they were the producer. Bam, leave and went to channel 1 the same day to cut the next festival song. I went inside and heard, I need a big girl goes, no, everybody was waiting on me because I was a little bit late. So Jojo, first thing as I went inside, I said, Sly, come here. You know you have to win. I said, yes, you have to win. He said, sure. He said, you have to win, man. You have to win. So when I heard the on section in my head, I started looking at Carnival, festive, because this is a festival. So that means once I hear that on section, I have to make it much happier then. So I started playing every couple of the same in the intro. So from the intro hit you cannot say the song is over. You can have to go to listen to what I say. So when Freddie McKay came in, I worked out two particular roles that I know. So this drum roll can hit the song and set it over the mountain. And I made those rolls and then I switched the pattern. So everybody was up and about. I said, yeah man, that's just it. So I was there with me sitting on this and said, boy, this is it. I said, this is it. And I remember they said to me, part 2 immediately. And I did the part 2 in a different jump pattern. Wow. This is so I need to get part 2 slides. I did a different jump pattern. The other day I was in a store and somebody said to me, can I ask you something? I said, yes. What you were thinking when you played that song? I said, you know, the producers will say yes to me. And I said, okay. And I heard the song and I was meant for it. The body didn't say, do nothing. Because everybody was waiting on me to set the tempo. The tempo was okay. I said, everything is cool. And I did it. And I was talking to somebody on the radio station. And he said, that is the wickedest festival tune ever. There's no festival tune that sounds like that. And I heard it was a big selling tune in London. Somebody said, Sly, that song was big in England.
Wow. So you actually visualize what you are about to play. You actually see it in pictures and visions.
Yeah, I went in, I see like, I hear the music and I say, okay, it sounds like carnival. And it was a carnival song, like festival. So you have to make it a festive song. A festive means dancing, prancing, having a good time. So we can make the record sleep. You have to make the record really bubble, kick up that rhythm. You have to move. So we take that James Brown thing again and bring it right, that African element, and so we have to bring that into the reggae. So it's just like sitting and working out the patterns how you're going to play it. You're not taking a whole pattern, you're taking just like a pop-up notes and say, okay, let's put this pattern and set it down. Like, and then listen to the song and say, I need a big hero goes. So his vocal is right on top of the drum. So
right. Sharon, go continue.
Yes, I have. So Mike, I have a question about a particular album that my husband loves very much. My husband is a drummer.
Yeah.
And yeah, phenomenal. How drum and bass hits me different. Like I love drum and bass always.
Okay.
The album, the Black Ash album. What was the mindset behind that? I think that's his all-time favorite album.
Black Ash, by me, Robbie. There's so much work in it. You know, after this record, I don't know the name of them. People just call them different names. Sometimes I sit there and people start filling me on certain things. I say, yeah, man. And they start telling me what I did and what I don't. I say, it's so much work. You know, I used to play like 20 songs a day in Jamaica. You know.
I can believe it.
I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
When I go in at 10 o'clock, I don't move until 2 o'clock in the morning from the drum stool. And when I go on tour, the recording will stop for a while until I come back. And then when I come back, it's non-stop. Non-stop. And I was wondering, what is this that you're that I'm not hearing? Because, I mean, these are the drummers that could have done it. But I go on tour and they did this song called Could I Live in This Brown? And when I came back, I saw Errol. I said, you have to come and redub 15 drum tracks. I said, why? But the drummers are good. I said, well, Joe Gibbs says it's not rocking. So I said to him, what am I going to do? He said, play anything, Sly. You can play anything. I said, anything. Just be myself. I said, just be a serious player. And when I went in, I said, oh, God, I started playing. And I started playing. I said, this is jump and I said, this is God. It. And I said, wow. But this was at the hearing, I was hearing what light parts I played on the bass, and I was locking into what light parts is playing. I every time I tell someone, I said, but that's what I'm saying, that's what I come kind of overdub I did on the record. You know? I remember when Gibber came back to me and he said he wanted to cut money in my pocket because we had played the original. I said, really? I said, how are you going to do them? Say that jump part, con. I did it and went right into the charts.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I'm thinking of Africa all the time with drums. You know, whenever I'm playing, I think looking at the beat, there's drums and vocal happening, nothing else.
Yeah.
I try to bring reggae to that, say the drums and vocal. And even though I'm thinking and talking before, my mind sit down sometime and say, you know, I just want to make a record with just pure drums and vocal. It might be sound crazy, but I think it can work, you know?
Mm.
And really to just sit and just make a record with just drums and vocal and just crazy thing. Just be yourself, just get crazy. I mean, nothing. Just have a good time because the drum will be grooving and people must gotta be dancing, must.
One of the things that I love about what you've been able to do is the fact that you've been able to find a sound for every person or group or band that you've ever worked with. Like, for instance, I truly personally believe that you gave Sly and Robbie, that is, gave Black Uhuru the sound that they needed.
Yeah, and I can
if it wasn't for Sly and Robbie, Black Uhuru's sound would not be defined as to who they are, that we know them today.
The first thing, you know that the Black Uhuru album that Jamis put out, we played on it also, you know.
Right.
Black Crisis or something like that.
Yeah, Dub Crisis.
Dub Crisis, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't have control over the record. We just played in it. So when we went on tour and came back, you know, Michael came and checked me, and you know. So we are touring with Rolling Stones and everybody, and we see the impact that reggae wasn't having and what it needed. So when Robert came back and said, we're talking, you know, on tour, so what we said, I would change up something. If we really want to go into that big arena sound and really made reggae stand up toe to toe with them guys, we have to make some change. We have to go for the attitude because there's no attitude right now. I think it's okay and nice, but we need that attitude. So we came back, and the first thing we saw experimental was with the Black Uhuru open snare, like Shine Eye Girl and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and then 2020. And all those songs were cut in one evening and one session, all those 6 songs, you know. So you can hear the simple in it, you know. So when it came out, we didn't have enough money to put out the record. So we cut a dub plate and gave it to Uri with 4 songs on it. So Uri was the only sound in Jamaica in the world who have these songs. So Uri couldn't play this song before 1 o'clock. This is why people start to dance early, because the dance would be over. So when it reached 1 o'clock, we would start pulling up these records. Then time the dance get hot because this was the freshest sound, and only one man has it. Uri, so he was the one responsible for breaking Black Uhuru in Jamaica. So we started developing that sound for Black Uhuru and gave them that sound. I mean, Robbie, we know what the sound to put to them. So we started playing, and what we do, let's start adding. We didn't just use the same exact song, we keep improving it. So people who were growing with us could hear the improvement when it came to Red Album, could hear the difference between Red and the showcase, but they could see the link connection when it came to like Sensing Me, like could hear the same link. We know what something was fresh about it, and then go up to the next album. And when it came to Anthem, that won the first Grammy, you could hear like an explosion when they won the first Grammy and said, wow.
Yes.
People took the journey, you know, right to win the first Grammy.
So share with us, because I know you've got a lot going on for you today, and there's still some poignant questions that we need to ask you. Tell us about
I'm ready to rock and roll, man. I'm on tour. I'm on tour. I'm in States right now, man.
You're on tour right now.
I know there's a 3-hour concert I'm doing right now, so I'm ready.
Oh, yes. Yes, we love it.
Listen,
love it.
Tell us about how the first Grammy that you won. Talk about that.
When we made that record for Black Hole, we were not thinking about Grammy, but we admire that little gramophone thing, because we all think that when we never see something like this, we never get everything. So what we know, we got to make this record special, because what that means, like, we're stepping up in sound. So this record was cut in Nassau, you know. So on my way to Nassau, I went to New York and I bought this set of Simmons drum, the new electronic drum, and I flew it down to Nassau. It got to Nassau, I took another box, but at the same time, Mick Jagger was there working with Stones. They said, Sly, what did I get in that box? I said, some new drums that us. So really, say, I said to me, say, Charlie wouldn't mind if you did double snare one of these songs. And I say, yeah, man, no problem. Charlie would love if you, that's a drummer in England. Charlie would love if you should play this. I said, yes, I double a song called Too Much Blood. That's the first time I'm going to use Simmons. But put it on a Rolling Stone record called Too Much Blood. And then after testing it out in the studio, I went to the studio and I set up now for Black Row recording. This was coming in, that's the album Anthem. So we wanted a fresh sound because we figured more or less the acoustic sound in Jamaica was good, but we were losing some impact in the acoustic sound of being recorded good. So we were kind of a bit nervous what this record will sound like if we should go back to acoustic sound. We don't think we'd get the cutting edge aggressiveness that we want with that. We were listening to the sound of the industry we're going into. And we figured that more or less to take Black Hole there, we couldn't use the same drum sound that we had coming up, because then we would just repeating ourselves. Right. So we got the Simmons. So when the Simmons came, we had it. So we are in the industry now. So we cut it and everything, and it was mixed like 3 times, I think. Steven Steiner mixed one. The final mix was when we came to London, and you know Paul Groucho, right?
Paul Groucho.
You know Groucho, right?
I'm not familiar with the name.
He's working on and records, man, Groucho.
Okay, I've got to study that.
Let me see, man, Groucho, man, and he used to be there with Groucho sometime, and so Chris Black was to tape, and Chris Black came back to Jamaica now, and I remember we were by Music Mountain, so he came up there to check us, and he played it for us. I said, boy, this sounded great, because just like I pictured it in my head. You see things, you visualize the sound, and you hear it in your head, right? And sometimes when you hear the record, you know, that's what I saw, that's a dream of a song. So when Groucho finished mixing the record, I said, this is how I visualize the song. I couldn't explain it what I wanted to hear, but I said, boy, this is it. So the record came out, and it was the way he mixed it was like kind of dubbish kind of thing with the delay. You know, up to this day, I haven't listened to that album completely yet, you know. Because there's so many things there I don't get a chance to really enjoy the record.
Right.
Other people are enjoying it and tell me how great it is. And I remember we were doing the Bob Dylan album or something in New York, and Bob Dylan came to us and said, you guys just want the Grammy. I said, we're not even thinking about Grammy. I said, wow. And that was it. So, like, you know, we always, when we make a record, we always think about the public, the buying public. what they want into what they want to listen to next, because sometimes they're not gonna make a fuss on it, but they just don't buy a record though. So, and even myself buying record, I say if I have a favorite group, I always buy a Motown record or a Philly record, because I know people like Gambling Up and Berger, they always think of the next move all the time. So there must be improvement. So, you know, so what people with Jamaican music can also say, let's take it one little step all the time. And then this Black Roll album was the first Black Roll album we're going to use arms in. So say, yeah, this is going to freak people, because we never use the arm section in Black Roll record. Right? So we put arms in it, so it make a big difference this time. Because I said, wow, yeah, it's different kind of stuff. And the sound of the record was incredible, because I say, we had this Simmons kit that I bought and the electronic sound, and I'm playing it live, so I'm playing what I played. And so it gave the record a kind of transparent sound that we were thinking of reggae should be. And even to this day, we're trying to get back that transparency in reggae, because I think we have lost it a bit. So the music is unstable right now, I think personally, not really stable.
Wow. I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's even Bitty McLean to talk about.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
it's
hold
like.
on, before, yeah, let me say something real quick, because before I forget, because I said it in the beginning, Bitty McLean, I was going to come in with that. How I met Sly, it was my birthday. We was at the Blue Note, New York, right?
Yeah.
Jamming to the music. Robbie stops and says, I forgot whoever it was that said, we're going to have to pick somebody to come on the stage, right? Of course, it's my birthday, but I'm still hiding, because I was like, well, don't pick me. I was with my husband at the time, and a whole bunch of us. Robbie looks and says, she me want. I was like, oh my gosh, so I get to go up the stairs, and they started singing to me and dance with me, and you was in the back just laughing, you're playing the drums. Oh my God. Blue Note 2014 with Bitty McLean. I had, was it BB Kings? Oh, BB Kings, I'm sorry. Yeah, BB Kings. BB Kings. BB Kings, yes. Blue Note. Yes, I don't know if he's going to even remember that, because I'm sure it was so many.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, and I came up
Blue Note, when they mentioned the Blue Note, I kind of turned because it's Blue Note. I never played the Blue Note, but when it's a bit, you know, I remember the BB King.
BB Kings, yeah, I think on the post they said something about the next show, but yes, with you guys. Yes, phenomenal moments. I was like, wait, I'm on the stage with Sly and Robbie. And Sly was just so gracious. He was just making me laugh. Come on, sister, dance. You can dance. And you're in the back just rocking to the beat.
Yeah.
My husband, my brother-in-law, and they're in the back cheering like, she's famous.
It was a great show that night. And we had opened with a band, we had instrumental stuff, some dubs.
Yes.
And we played
Yes.
and everybody excited, and then Bitty just walks and I take his course. So it was just jamming all night, you know. It was really
Oh my gosh, it was a great experience, and I wanted to drop that in there because I wanted to address the Bitty McLean collaboration, just bringing back the old school music. Sorry, 10 Star, I'm not cutting you off.
No, go for it.
Just bringing back that music. We tried to make sure to attend all those shows if we were able to. Tell us how that collaboration came along with Bitty McLean.
Okay, the collaboration between us and Bitty McLean came, I think, anyway, you know, Bitty is an engineer.
You're right, that's right, yes.
Bitty is a what?
He's an engineer.
Okay.
And he's working on all those, I used to work on all those UB40 stuff, you
know. Okay.
So he was doing a project. Ali Campbell, they had this place in Arakabeso, and they had a studio there. They were working on a project with Bitty, singing like some orchestrated songs. So Robert was in the project. I mean, Ali, I became good friend and Bitty, you know. So we just done it in the project, and we met Bitty. I think we did. When this Shaka Demus record came out, Tease Me. So we're doing a Caribbean Christmas program live in this studio, coming on the radio around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Cheltenham in London, called Caribbean Christmas. Bitty was on it, me and Robbie was the band, playing for Shock, and he was at the Team, I think, was #2 record in America, in England, and we were hammering down the groove, and they were telling me, really stepping at the guy and saying, man, this live version is 10 times wicked, and the recorded version coming, it's going for it. And we became friends and everything, and we started sharing ideas, and we had liked him, and we just started sharing things, and we started making the connection that we toured him and send beats and everything to him, and he started recording. And he was the greatest voice, and we get to realize that he was a good engineer, and he had perfect pitch and everything like that. He's a very, very, very creative person, you know.
He's amazing.
Yeah, they work together, still work together.
You guys are still working together, right?
Yeah, man, because I have some right now, some rhythm. I should be sending back to him soon, you know. Still working together.
Our favorite is Walk Away From Love. That is an old classic, yes, but that song, Walk Away From Love.
It's not true, and I tell her that when I heard this version, you know, I said, no, I can't believe it. If someone can take a David Ruffin song, just melt it. It just melted like, is this song?
Yeah, right. But that's what makes, but that's what it is. That's what made him even who he is. The song could be an old classic, but when he does it, he made it his own. Like it was.
Yeah, you take that. I remember David Ruffin is no chicken, you know.
I know.
David Ruffin is a voice of soul, and he talk about everybody, you know.
The voice of
David Ruffin record, and people go mad. And when Beatty take that song, and I said, no, this is not easy.
No, that's not an easy task. He is. David Ruffin was the voice of soul. Like a pioneer. His vocal ability and that just
David Ruffin said, I got sunshine, it's over.
I got sunshine, but that's it. And Bitty McLean did it. He did it with that song. I think that, and that, I think he.
When you hear Bitty's version, you don't want to hear David Ruffin one. You don't want to listen
That's
to
what I'm
David.
saying. Right. You don't even want to hear the other one. His one is.
I don't know how you were able to do it though, because there was a point in Bitty's career where, for some reason, I couldn't listen to him as a singer for some reason. And this is me speaking my truth, you know. I couldn't listen to Bitty McLean. I don't know what it was. There was something stopping me from listening to him. However, the minute that Sly and Robbie took him under his wings, I didn't even know it was you. I just knew he was coming with some different rhythms. The rhythms were slamming. And the minute I got to hear that Sly and Robbie did a particular album with Bitty McLean, I said, Jesus. Ever since then, whatever you did with him, everything just works.
Yeah, he's a good person, and he's going to be very big, I think. Very, very big. Because he's conscious of what he's doing, and he knows the sound now, what it matches his voice. You know, like sometimes a singer don't know what is good for, but he knows exactly what he wants to hear. And at times he would be mixing and he say, oh, this sound, I say, yeah, could make it a little bit tough. So he's going to be the future, and he's not in a rush to do it. He's just taking his time to get the right stuff to the public, you know. I think he has a new album coming out. Should be out now, I don't know. I haven't heard it.
Because I have a lot of everything you guys have done with him. I have them in my catalog. I think there's one called Heart and Soul or something like that. I have that one.
The last album that came out was Love Restart. It was a very good album.
Yeah. Everything you guys.
He started to build a following in America now.
Say that again?
He started to build a following in America.
I'm not surprised.
Because of the kind of song he's singing and the kind of rhythm that goes behind the song. You know, like you play, you know, you hear some rhythm, and even if you go back to studio one, every studio one rhythm is so solid, you know, when guided by Jackie, the great Jackie Mitwell, Leroy Sivers or whatever. The rhythm is solid. When you move the vocal like this to the rhythm, it's a chunk. Putting back the vocal is a chunk. So, like with Bitty now, you're trying to make the rhythm solid for Bitty. So, And he's singing some great songs, great melodies. So when you fit it on that chunk with him, there's no letting go. You have to grab for it because there's nothing outside of that to get.
Right.
So this is where the magic really match now, because he's singing these sweet lyrics now and this chunky kind of rhythm with some tough bass line and one drop or a straight for whatever. So people say, wow, man, this is it. So this is why it's gonna really go far and start building that name now.
Yeah. And like I say, there's so much to talk about, and I know you have some time restraints, and
no, I'm going to 6 if you want me to.
Okay, good. Whoop whoop.
Well, here's the thing. Listen, but listen to this. So, look at him right now, right? You know when somebody relax him, just be like, "No, man, all right, you know, this time it crossed."
Is it a good place for real?
It's in a good place because listen, when we here at SBRB Radio, we don't have a script, Sly. We want to hear your truth, and we're here to honor you and give you your flowers, right? So I'm happy that you feel comfortable. There's a good few people on here listening to what you have to say, because your history, there is no words to explain your history, where you came from and where you started.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things we have written, you know, a lot of things we just bypass and we just jump over it, you know. But
this is true.
We can't do all the things in one step. We come back and do another. There's some little things, you know, even a lot of collaboration that we have done with people like No Doubt, and these people winning their first Grammy. Those were produced by the Simple
No
Red
Doubt.
and all these things were really great.
Tell me, did you ever play with the Revolutionaries?
Huh?
Did you ever play with the Revolutionaries?
I think I have the Revolutionaries.
Talk about it.
I think that's where the Black Ash album came from. I think with the I think it was.
Because I also know, if my memory serves me well, because I had Santa Davis on my show, and he was talking about, I think he did a stint with them as well, right?
Well, sometimes I used to play some stuff, but the Revolutionary name came when I started playing at Channel 1, because I remember that drum sound is really launched from Ernest himself. We developed that sound. Right. So that's the way it started when the right time comes. That's where it started.
Yeah.
That's where the whole dimension of the sound changed. The whole Jamaican music is take a different turn, you know. So maybe Santa play some tune or something like that, you know. But there's so much record that we have done, you know.
Yeah.
So done. So I'm saying that revolution, our part of the revolution. This is why when the Rotterdam concert was being built, they said Sly Revolutionary, because people want to say, I was going to be there to play all these beat and right time and MPLA and all these. They now said people wanted to hear the authentic sound, you know?
Yeah. Oh, wow. And tell me, there was an artist that, and I'm skipping here, that you worked with called Eric Smith. Eric Smith. And he sounds a little bit like Michael Rose. He has that Black Uhuru sound. I'm going to play one of his songs so that you can remember who I'm talking about. So just bear with me. But he's got a track called Alien, if you remember that song. He's another. Hold on. That's what I'm playing for you. Because you worked with him quite a bit. Eric, let me see. Let me see if I can get him up on my board. Bear with me. But he's a very, 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 very deep, great artist, you know. And I'm going to try and get his song up here, so just bear with me while I try to find it all the time. Bear with me. Eric Smith. Here we go. So here's one of his songs. It's called Alien. Bear with me. Oh no. Let me play that one more time. You remember that one?
Yeah, I don't know that song still, you know.
Hmm?
I don't know that song.
Yeah. He's another person that you guys have worked with closely. And here's another one that you did with him.
Oh, boy, boy, Sanya boy. Oh, boy, boy, Sanya boy.
You don't remember him?
Well, the voice was so much people go through, you know.
You work with so many people, it's like hard for you to keep.
Many.
Well, he's coming on our show soon anyway, so you know he's going to be telling his story. He's been in the industry for quite a bit, and I know you work closely with him also.
Okay.
There's a next song. Well, the song that I was actually talking to you about, where I was telling you about Sweet Africa. I want to find that particular song because I want to find that particular riff for you so that you can take a listen to it. Bear with me a second. Sweet Africa. Bear with me. Africa. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's not coming up. Here we go. You must remember this. 2, 3.
Talking about sweet, sweet Africa. That's where I wanna go. Talking about sweet, sweet Africa.
You remember it?
Yeah, guys, I can hear myself counting. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
The Congos playing the Congos. Yeah, that's me, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a crazy drum riff in that particular song that you did, which just sent people crazy here in the UK, you know. And your name went in as...
I record you were just playing now.
That's called Sweet Africa.
And Stone. Yeah.
Sorry?
No, the jump pattern is to send people crazy.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. It's covered. This was the tune.
That's the same drum pattern I played in Buckingham Palace.
Ah, the same pattern.
And the same stepping out of Babylon one by one. Same pattern.
Right.
Same one played in Rasta Fiesta, the Sly Dunbar Wicked album.
Right. Yeah, man. That tune there.
That pattern, when you hear that pattern, it's me playing, man. Nobody don't play it like that. It's right there.
Your drum patterns can't hide from me anymore. I think I can figure you out like a sore thumb.
But he had some wicked pattern, like Wailing Soul had a tune called War in the East, War in the West. That was wicked.
Yeah. let's just talk a little bit about the reggae music industry before we let you go, and maybe ask the audience, because normally we like the audience to ask one or two questions, you know. So before we get there, talk to me about the how the industry has evolved to what it is today, and what we need to do. I quite clearly think, you know, that a lot needs changing, but it would be nice to hear your thoughts about that and what we need to do to get it back.
All right. For me, I was listening to RFM yesterday, and somebody from Africa, Zimbabwe, sent them a letter and said, we need to go back to the original 90s dancehall stuff or reggae what we used to play. They're saying that every bass and odd bass and they're not feeling it no more inside of reggae. That's not it. What is happening now? We're trying to follow this American stuff called trap. And what they're playing in America, they're trying to play R&B, and they're playing the same beat pattern in every song. And it's light, very, very light. But what happens, some of the radio stations keep on playing this song. I think like this is something new, but it's killing the music. And a lot of complaints have been coming in and say the music has lost it. And I think some award show in America, I think Mojo or something has taken off reggae from something. I said they're losing the grip because they say this is not reggae, this is not what we used to. And so I was driving last week, I said the guy, I said, you know what, the guy's right. We're not playing reggae no more. We're playing R&B record, and I'm going to keep on playing it because hearing this on the radio on RFM, they have this dancehall, Guinness dancehall top 10 chart, right? And within that top 10 chart, there's no reggae or dancehall that we know is played on it. It's all of it about distracting. I said, so when you're promoting a dancehall, everybody knows that's not it. So you're telling a lie. What are you trying to tell? So this is a dancehall. Because I say some of these youth artists are very, very talented, right? But they lock them into one system, right? If you should take these songs that these artists play on and put them on the proper rhythm that we think would fit them, they would run out of the block like bolts. But everything is conquered by the sound the same way, the same to come. It is tense and you can't identify it and say, what are we doing now? But these youths are very talented. There's some of the fresh artists, but there's no one producing them, kind of giving them the direction. Remember, all of us came out and like a get and we came out for help, and people say, why you have the talent? They will be like this and do it like that and get it down the same. Nobody's helping them. So. And because of the computer thing now, everybody has a computer, they think they have a weapon to go to war. And they feel they have a student, they can do anything, and it's great. But I personally like to play a musician. I could sit there and make music, I'm a drum beat, but when I make a drum beat, I find Light Parks, Robbie's not here no more, I find Glenn Brown here, Bobler, Linky, Robbie Lynn. I said, I have this idea, listen, what can we do to this, turn it into something? I will try building it. You know, I don't try to sit there by myself. Sometimes, luckily, I can fool around something and it comes. I can't do it all the time because that's not my job. So what happens now, they're taking this trap thing. If you listen to it, it's light, you have no direction, no soul, no feeling. You don't know which foot to put forward or which foot to backward, nothing. You know, I know grandma in a rocking chair is not rocking no more. The baby's not jumping no more. Feeling it.
Yeah.
It's not no feeling, there's no feel, there's no soul, anything, there's nothing. And look what you're playing just now. If you take one of those like new artists and put them on a rhythm like this, you know what that becomes in the industry? Pandemonium right now. But everything is going one down, one avenue. You can't, there's no detour, one straight thing. And they keep on making it, really keep on playing it and promoting like this is a new thing. It's not a new thing, it's R&B, they're trying to play nothing, they're not even playing it good. That's the worst thing. And they're trying to use that to go in America, so they're going to break. But America don't want to hear that. America have enough for that.
And it seems we still haven't woken up.
Yeah, and then America has know what our reggae is and what the sound, and this is what they're trying to get, and they love what they hear. And you're trying to play this. I mean, we go inside and we make some R&B sound, we go and coach and everything at work. We back up because we also say we couldn't do it, and we didn't leave it alone. I said, no, we have to go back to the roots. We just want to make a statement. Done. And you know, I could sit there and I could make a wicked R&B beat right now. They will think it's me making them things by coming out of America, but I can't put my energy in that. I have to put my energy in my culture, my sound in Jamaica. Jamaica represented right now. That's where my headspace to take the Jamaica music. And to make me become part of the world music that is out there on the front line.
How about as a way forward? And this is just my way of thinking. Those who are singing on this trap dance or whoever they are, whether it's gang or whoever it is, get them on some of these hardcore dance or rhythms that you do, that you and Robbie have done. Like, for instance, I love everything you do with Hawkeye, because I know you work closely with
Hawkeye, yeah, because even some of the new stuff that they're like, I don't know, these are some new sounds I was sitting and I was looking at. I was saying, let's do this and try this. And sometimes he's there when I make anything, I said, what that's like, that wicked. He said, like it? I said, all right, let's go for it. And he said, Red Rose. I said, buy that body. And I said, all right, let's put on some stuff. So that's how we call it. We call it the Zoom song.
Zoom, okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna develop it up slowly. We're not leaving out the dance hall, but again, we have no friend because they come with trap. They say, no, we're not going to trap, you know, we keep it still dance hall. I'll make it sound original, we're not copying nobody. So we're going to develop that Zoom sound. So Arca is the first batch of person who come out on it, the Zoom, they can. Right. So if you listen to it, you can hear the dance hall, but it has an element where anybody, hip hop artists can go in, anybody can go. That's all make it that anybody can relate. Because we put it a couple of times and people just come back and say, wow, this is crazy. I've never heard anything like this, you know?
It's wicked.
Yeah, so and we're gonna go deeper into because this is just experiment we're trying to do, you know, when we are here. Though. So we're gonna take time and go into because I was talking to the archive today's what on Sunday, like on Friday, and said, you know, we have some more this to make and something. And I'm looking at where the music can go on. We see this big opening. I was we're gonna dive into it, you know. We're gonna go into it because we just want to know we gotta put the product forward and sit down and make it. Because most of these concepts I have in my head, I see this thing like from years ago, you know, but you have to wait and timing is master, you know.
Right.
So you have to wait, you have to see what kind of mood the people are in. And at this moment, if people are confused and quarreling, they're not getting enough of the reggae. They want about their old stuff. They want about what they used to be reggae, Jamaicans. They're not getting that. So
why you don't just bombard them with that with what you have to offer? Just hit them with it.
We have to offer, but say RFM is the top station. They're not playing. They won't play all stuff on the radio in RFM. They're playing the trap.
You serious?
That's what the problem is.
You're not getting enough of what people want here. They're playing more trap. So when people listen, they don't hear anything new. They keep on playing the trap. Every day they play the same thing. I say, so you give them this stuff like archive thing, they don't play it on the radio. I tell you,
I'm with you.
So I said, I don't have to worry. I said to them, I don't have to worry about them down here. Though. People in America and England, they understand what is happening because a lot of people grew up with me and they can shock me back from when I can listen to all the progression that they have been through and the musical development and everything. So we see where we're going. So I tell them, I don't worry about them. So when I RFM, there's only one guy in RFM who played and it's Garrison. Yeah, the rest of them, but they play the trap. It's right. So-called art that they're trying to do. They play that. They kill it with that.
It's basically it's basically, you know, what Sly was saying. It's the Billboard charts, and that's huge that they would remove the reggae music off the charts because they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear this trap music. It's not making sense. The authenticity is totally gone in that. The whole concept of reggae is gone out of that. However, there is still a lot of people now trying to come back with the old stuff.
But guess what the problem is? They don't know how to do it. Because we kind of create that old style. They don't know where to go to now because in the old style, remember, we keep on adding things and taking away things to make it different. Because if you listen to a Bounty Killer tune like poor people fed up, and you listen to Beat 'em and I just said, say, I send them, and there's a still dance around and we don't move enough, but do the adding on section and pin parts to the whole.
Exactly.
No, they don't know where to go, they don't know where to get the inspiration from to make it. But I'm looking at the African youth guys, so we need to go back to the old system. This is what we know. That's what the guy said in a letter to RFM. So we need to go back to the system. You know?
I don't know how long that's actually going to take for that even to happen because too many.
No, it's going to happen soon because what happened? A lot of people are really So it's gonna happen because we can do it through instrumental music. We not to do it through vocal only.
I can't. Yeah.
So we like making things like we say, okay, we made the instrumental and then we have a vocal to come on and sing the chorus. You remember the days like fly, Robin, fly, and then take over. So we go back and say, sing the chorus away. We just put instrumentation. So there'll be something for you to look forward to sing along with. And put it in and make that beat, make it dance. It's easy. Because we can't wait on a vocal to sit there and think, oh, what's right, that song.
That, you know something, that being said, you said that right. It's like I was telling you, my husband's a drummer, right? Many years, many years. And when he started to do, because we've done the band thing for a lot of years also, but what it was in us doing these songs, what he's feeling is the old school roots people don't want to hear. And my thing has been, just keep doing what you're doing. Because what he creates, it's because he hears everything. When he's producing, when he's engineering, doing the song, he plays all the instruments because he doesn't want to hear no drum beat. It's the natural drums, it's the natural feeling. And now with the roster of music even that we have, it's all live instruments, pretty much all live instruments. You know what I mean?
But I want to talk about like the music, all right? Like I use a drum machine sometimes because the industry make all these things for us using. They just use it the right way. They figure you can use it. Because other big acts, bigger than you're using it. So I would get other live people to come and play on top of that. So it feels, when I program the thing, I program like how I would play. I see the machine as an adoption of sliding. I would see, make it like how I would feel. If Sticky was in the room playing percussion, because Sticky is not around, I would play Sticky part. And it's straight. If I don't tell you, say it's straight with Sticky playing or somebody playing, but I don't go over the top with it to make it impossible, you know? So what the machine does, it kind of gives you a clue to a finished product of how the drum could be sounding in the record. And because it's like a guideline, because now in Jamaica, it's very hard sometimes to get a good drum sound the way you think it should. It's not, in those days when everybody was into it, like engineers were really into it, some of the great engineers died and gone. To really get a good drum sound, it's hard to get it. But if you have the drum machine, you know, you can really set it, program it right, and go overdub some fills, what you want to do and everything like that. But we have to go back to the art. We are going to make it even harder than what it was before.
Right.
You know, really, really hard and really, you know, African as usual. That's the way it's always.
Yeah.
I know they're crying about Afrobeat is taken over. Afrobeat is not taken over. Afrobeat is just there. And Afrobeat has been there for ages. You know what they're doing. But just, what is happening now? All the music is on the front line now. Once the music is a bit hidden around the corner, like reggae, African music now. Just waiting for the Chinese music and the Japanese music into the room and right.
Real talk.
Music is up there, the Brazilian music, everybody's going to be in the front line. So everybody have to wake up now and everything is Africa. It's simple. It's simple now. Everything is Africa. All these beats in Africa. It's just how you make the groove. I just say the technology is so good that it can help us to really make it good. It's not like one time, you know. So you can really take the parts and really make it good as we can enjoy. Because people just want to dance. If you can't dance,
at the end of the day, people just want to dance. They want to feel it.
Free. Dancing is a freedom of expression.
Freedom of expression. Yes, it is.
So if I was to say, Sly, talk to the industry, make them understand what needs to be done, what would Sly say?
Yeah, I could have said a few words about what I want to do. I don't know what they want to do over there because sometimes they have got a vision. But we can see that, you know, I know the trap thing is going to go down here a long time because you got no bass line, it has no bars, nothing else. And Jamaican music is known for the tough bass line and bass and drum. That the guy said, you need to hear the tough bass line, he's not hearing it no more. So it has to come back there, but I don't know if they can make those kind of records. That's the problem. See? So we the people like Chin and myself, Robin and Santa and all these people go and start making it back because these kids cannot make it. So it's what we're faced with.
Yeah. Well, so as we know you to be one of the greatest drummers in the world,
But these
Right.
kids are some good kids, you know. These kids are some talented kids, but they're not getting the right help they should be getting.
Well, my thing is, are we creating more Sly Dunbars out there?
I don't know if this is more Sly, because as you know,
Or even trying to?
I go over there to learn, right? And I'm a drummer, right? And you're the drummer. I come to you and I ask you a question because I want to learn. You're my mentor, so I want to be like you are. So I'm going to come to you and ask you, how do you get this done? I used to sit to Lloyd Knibb, ask him about certain things, and he'll explain to me. And he come to my concert and I'm playing, and he would say to me, Sly, I hear you play some make a thing. I say, everything is from you, the boss. And he look at me and laugh, say, this is what I learned from you. And he laugh. And you have to compliment, because that's where really coming from. You know, and some of the kids are all right, you know, but things in Jamaica, you know, like everybody's trying to be a star. I mean, that's a star thing we're looking at now. The star thing will come, we just need to make music that people can enjoy. And the whole world is out there, it's a big world. And I don't know what we are looking at. If we're not looking at the hype or looking at, you know, it's hard. But for me right now, I'm just looking at the music. I just want the music go there to good, you know. For me, you're right now.
I want to come to, because we're going to round up the show now, and I want to come to at least one or two or three to ask just a quick question. What would you like to ask Sly Dunbar before we round up the show? So if there's anybody out there who wants to ask a question, now will be the time to do that before we round up. Okay? And time is of the essence, so if there is anyone, now is the time to just unmute. And if not, then we'll just keep it moving. So, Sly, I would like
Is
to.
everybody shy?
Yes.
No, DJ
Yes, I'm here.
Maestro's there.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, no. I'm going to let Rankin Ann speak first. I'm going to Rankin Ann mute. I'll let Rankin Ann.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Greetings, everybody. Greetings, Sly Dunbar.
Come on, respect, no respect.
Yeah. I just want to label you the Midas of reggae, because seriously, anybody that you work with or anything you touch, it just seems to be gold, you know. And I think that's just wonderful.
I want to thank you so much, but it's all the artists, you know, the artists played a very important part in it, because the attitude of the artists and where they're trying to go, put the two together sometime, and you cannot supposed to miss, you know. So the artists play a big part in it, and I admire like 1 and 2 to it, you know, put them together, you know, and become one whole, you know.
No, it's true, but you know, I know you're being humble, but we've got to be real, because I'm just thinking of some of the tunes that some of the big artists have done. But when you have got involved with their tunes, the tunes have become massive, you know. So, you know, credit where it's due, you know. I know you want to be humble, but you're the Midas. Let's just leave it at that, right? But now, Mr. Dunbar, I have to take you back to the 90s, because I met you in the 90s. You won't remember. I'm going to take you right back and see if your cranium will take you there. You came to England, I think it was early 90s, and you did an interview with Choice FM radio station. I remember Choice FM radio station. It was a black music station in London. Yeah. Anyway, they, you know, back in the 90s, anything goes. And they gave out where you were, your hotel, where you were staying in this hotel. And they said, if you want to go and talk to Sly, I said, yes, they can come talk to me. So I gave it your hotel. So at that time, I was trying to break into gospel ragga, because I'd been doing it on the secular scene. And I went into gospel ragga in the 90s. So I thought, you know what? If Sly Dunbar could hear my tunes, oh my God, me and Sly Dunbar in gospel ragga. So me and my sister came, knocked on your door, and you were so lovely to come in and sit down. I gave you a little cassette of the music that I'd been doing in gospel ragga, and I never heard from you again. So now we have you here. I want to ask you, you know, remember working on the gospel ragga in the 90s?
No, that's sometimes that's from me again, you know. But sometimes I tell you, sometimes the brain is so small, you know, a little big still. But sometimes I'm so busy sometimes, the amount of work, And sometimes, everybody figures sometimes, not say dependent on me, but as I said, the drum is always the foundation. And sometimes I forget enough because there's too much thing to do. Like this is interview, and I have to start thinking about doing some things for tomorrow because for example, coming to the end of the year, I'll be kind of shifting the music a little bit. I was start thinking of what we're going to do. So it's like, and where the music is today, it's kind of a down period. So there are a lot of things sometimes you forget. Sometimes you forget to have sleep.
No, it's true, and I know that you must have a world of people approaching you. But I was waiting for 10 years to hear back from Sly Dunbar. But never mind.
It's not too late still, because sometimes I always try, because I learned that I always listen to everyone, because I respect everyone who comes with an idea or whatever, because I've learned that from Bergard and certain other big producer. I never underestimate no one, because you turn them to the way today and tomorrow they'll be the biggest thing in front of you.
I'll tell you what we'll do, Sly. I'll send Rankin Ann's number to you and vice versa, yeah?
Yeah, but what I was going to say, that's the key, Sly, is that sometimes, small artists can become mega when they have the right link, like someone like you. So I just want to say, as I said, you are my dad, so, that touch is key.
Thank you
but
very
I just want
much.
to say,
I think about it and everything and get back in touch with you. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll share your links with each other.
All right then, Marty. But just to say, so much respect for all you've done. And, you made like dancehall for me in the 80s, like the Black Uhuru time. That was like, to me, the highlight of going to a dance and enjoying life, So you've done so much for people over the decades. So just, respect, credit due, flowers, everything, accept it, embrace it, because you have done so much for the world of reggae and beyond. So thank you. Enough love. Enough.
This is night in England now or day.
Say it again.
Night.
Night. Enjoy the rest of the evening. All right.
Thank you so much, and you too. And you too.
Okay.
All the best. Take care. Enough love, everybody.
Enough respect to you too. Enough love.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maestro. Where you there?
Medaya. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. You know what, Mr. Sly Dunbar, oh my Lord, I tell you, I've grown up with you. I'm just in awe of being in the same room as the great man, the Dun Dada. That's what I call you.
Okay.
The king.
Okay.
And before I carry on, I've got to say my first ever vinyl I bought on Sly and Robbie was Unmetered Taxi.
Okay.
Do you remember that track? You remember that track?
Yeah, man, I do remember. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was my first ever track, vinyl, and I still got it to this day.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that recording was an experimental recording we did.
It was huge in the UK back in the day.
Wow.
We are trying to experiment with sounds. I see what people really actors are making it so empty. Can remember it's very empty. There's nothing in the record anymore. No.
But I have to agree with Rankin Ann and Tenson and Sharon. I mean, you are phenomenal, and you've come a long way. You and Robbie, the work that you've put in over the years, and you're still going strong. It's just a pleasure to listen to your music. And as Ten Star said, you just know a Sly and Robbie tune. They've got their mark on it. Sly and Robbie's all over that tune. You just know the drum and the bass and all the instruments, and it's just a pleasure.
When you're playing, sometimes we always think about you people, try to please you in all aspects. We never please ourselves.
Well, I don't think you're making any problems there, because if everybody knows, if anybody listens to Sly Robbie, they know say you're gonna have a winner, So all I can say.
Trying to make the people happy that support us for years, because.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of
people
grown up with us from our kids, and we try and think of the audience. Even today when I'm making a record, I always say, look, we have to make the people feel good, this is what they want to feel. We have to make it sound good, because now they have cars with good system in it and good speakers, so they have to make way, And I was talking to a friend of mine in Miami that I just did some drum track for him. I said, He said, listen, I said, I can do the drum track over for you and make it really song card. Remember, you know, we have to please the people and these we have technology going and people have all these singing in the car. And I make the drum part.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the last thing I'm going to say, if you was to write a book about Sly and Robbie, I would be first in line to buy that book, you know, because I can imagine, I can imagine the stories of the people that you work with. But anyway, respect to you, my brother, and keep on soaring, man, and keep on the same track. Yeah. Okay, then take care, everyone. Blessings.
Thank you, DJ Maestro.
Thank you. Now we have Dave Barker here. Dave Barker, you want to say something? So Dave Barker, where I say? I don't know if he's listening, but we have Dave Barker here from Ansell Collins and Dave Barker. I don't know if he's gonna say anything, but I know he's there in the background. But it's been an absolute pleasure, you know.
He's here.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me? Yes.
If I can hear you, man.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Well, man, listen, this is an honor and a pleasure to be talking to the governor, Mr. Sly Dunbar. You know,
great Dave Barker.
Man,
no
my
respect,
brother,
Dave Barker.
My brother, all the respect and love to you, man. You are great.
Yeah, man. Same for me, man. You were part of what that's what made me on today, you know.
There's a lot of there's a lot of disturbance behind this call. So let's first and foremost, let's just hear Dave Barker. Dave Barker, say what you want to say.
Yeah, I want to say that, man, it would be a pleasure, a honor, and a joy to work with Mr. Dunbar. Serious. I would love to work with the government.
Yeah, man, Dave Barker was the greatest.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to first and foremost mute Dave Barker so that Sly can say something.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sly.
Yeah, Dave Barker, you made me what I am today because you're a part of the double bar. That was my second record. And you made me a proud musician by going on that record and Ansell Collins to make it what it is. So I want to thank you so much. And every day we talk about you. The other day, my aunts were talking about you, like last week, and to be a pleasure for me to hear that golden voice of Dave Barker and to work with him again. You know? But enough respect, and I want to thank you so much for being on that double bar record to make me who I am today, and you're a part of it. So I respect you ever since, and I always will respect you.
Dave Barker, where I sit now.
Dave Barker, yes.
Well, you know, Governor, I call you the governor, right? Governor, what you've just said, my brother, it works both ways, man. It really does, man. And boy, the sounds you make, man, you and Robbie, you guys are dynamic, fantastic. And boy, I tell you, I lift my hat to you guys, man, every time. And it would be such a joy to be in the same space with you, my brother, working together. Oh, shucks almighty, that would be great. You know?
Still sound the same way, man, Dave, that voice.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the content we provide on this YouTube channel, then why not help us by subscribing to SPRB Radio Podcast? Thank you in advance.